Oh no.
Like a video. I gotta uninstall it because like I hate when things want to decide, hey, you're gonna be the microphone for today. Like it's not even like an input device. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Okay, guys, welcome to Planet Xbox episode 129. We are live. I am your host, the Best Spot Kid Smooth. It's just 5 minutes before noon, but we started a little bit late. But shout out to the cast and crew, episode 29. We got Dopest J.
Yeah, what's good, guys? Out here chilling, gaming. Play some Warzone 2, play some God of War. Got a double Warzone before we hopped on stream, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, we have a couple different things happening. I have a trip to Panama in December, the beginning of December. So that's gonna be pretty fun.
I'm gonna ask a stupid question. Where is that?
That's in Central America. So, Panama is really well known for the Panama Canal, which is a really important trade route that we established like years ago. So it's right above Colombia. Right above Colombia.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. My family's from there. My grandmother built a house out there, so I'm going back with her and spend the week out there with some family.
Nice.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. We got Ole Man Logan.
What's up, everybody? I was just about to say, Smooth, this game that you're playing is that Steel Rising, right?
Yes, it's still rising.
Okay. Did you? I take it you picked it up on that. It's on the Black Friday sale for
Yeah.
like $30.
Bro, that game.
I was just about to mention that to you.
Yeah, that game's been in my cart for freaking 3 months.
And they just put it on sale for Black Friday.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that. But what you got going on, Logan?
Man, I haven't had too much been going on. I've been still just grinding away God of War since last week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like almost, I think, 40 hours into it. I want to say I'm getting up there. So I have no idea where I'm at in the main story. I just been like focused on just doing whatever the hell I want in that game, which has been a lot of the side stuff. So season 1, obviously, Modern Warfare 2 just dropped, so there's tons of stuff there to do. But I'll probably get into that this weekend a little bit since I got some extended time to do some gaming for the weekend. And then next week's Thanksgiving, man.
Nice.
So I got all the Black Friday sales. The only thing I've picked up so far is I picked up the Quarry so far because it was like $20 on Amazon.
Is that co-op?
It has like this that like thing you can do like 8 players, right? You can do like the online, or you can do like the couch version.
Yeah, because I don't mind playing with you. I have it. I just haven't touched it. I think I had a review copy. I just never like done anything.
But like it does have like the co-op aspect of it. I just picked it up because it was like $20, and I was like, that's a pretty nice discount from its $70 price.
Yeah.
And then I did pick up Gotham Knights because it went on sale as well just recently. But I had $30 of Microsoft reward points, so it only cost me
$10, right?
Like $12. I think it was like $42. So I mean, $12 ain't too bad, right? I mean, that's not too bad, even if it's not the best game or whatnot. But at least I actually get to play it for myself now and see how it is. But
yeah, respect that. Surge rated great, man. It's been a while. How you been?
What's happening, man? I'm been good. How y'all been?
Man, we've been fine and dandy on this Saturday morning. This is the second Planet Xbox taking place on a Saturday.
What happened? Y'all changed the days?
So I recently got a promotion.
Oh, nice.
So which requires more of my time, like during the week, and like I have a longer commute, so I get back later, and then I'm just sort of like tired, and I gotta help the kids with their work and all that other stuff.
Gotcha.
So it was just like it wouldn't have worked. I wouldn't have been motivated to like really do it. So I was like, I figure on a day where the slate is clean, like let's say before anybody like does anything for the day, Saturday morning. I mean, I know it's not the best for international folks, but I had to do what really best for sanity and scheduling. So
I heard that.
I just want to talk about this Black Friday sale. So there was a couple games, and I saw Gotham Knights. Dude, I had it in my cart. I was like, $41, dude.
Too much.
I was
But
like,
what about
It's too much.
$12? What about $12, Dre?
I say so because I want to play Gotham Knights too. So it's like a Plague's Tale went on sale and Gotham Knights went on sale. I want to play both of them, but if they're gonna force me to play at 30 frames, it got to be $30 for me to buy it. So,
A dollar per frame.
that's right. That's right.
A dollar per frame.
That's my motto going forward. If these games is coming out 30 frames, all right, $30. That's the max I'm gonna spend on it.
Did you ever see the comparison between that game and like the old Arkham games? How like the old Arkham games actually have like better feet
Yeah, it's
physics and
crazy.
stuff like that. It's insane,
Tragic.
man.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what happens when you got your B studio working on it.
True that.
Yeah, so I saw Gotham Knights. I was thinking about it, and I was like, and then I got reminded. I was like, this game is still 30 frames. I don't know if they fixed that yet. So I was like, you know what? If I forgot how long the Black Friday sales go on for. Is it like a month or so? Like I was like, if anything, if I come across come across some gift cards and stuff like that, maybe. But
Speaking of gift cards, who was it? I think it was Target. Target's selling Xbox Series S's with $50 gift cards, and the Series S is discounted.
yeah,
I think everybody's doing that.
99 or 240. That's fairly like.
It's not a bad deal,
That's not bad. I like that's
Best Buy is doing that too.
Yeah. They're just matching each other's deals. That's not a bad deal. Whoever needs a new console. I mean, everything's in stock right now. I've seen what Ole Man sent.
Yeah.
I've seen PS5s in stock.
Dude, yeah, like the Best Buy, because I picked up Pokemon Scarlet for my wife yesterday, and so when I went to Best Buy and at the counter, I don't know like how your guys' Best Buy is, but like ours, we have like this huge like kind of like shaped counter in ours, and it was lined the fuck up with Xbox Series S, like the holiday bundle. It was all the holiday boxes, and I know that they're real boxes because like while I was there was people just grabbed the box and checked it out right there. And I was like, dude, I have not seen this many like systems like in one spot, like I don't think ever in my entire life. So Xboxes, they're pumping out them Series S's, and those are like their huge push.
damn. If only if they had like a major game like that was out. Do you think they because it looks like they probably have produced more than anybody out based off just looking at that Best Buy alone. Do you think they take the MPD for the month of November when that finalizes, or November and potentially December?
I mean, if they do, it's going to be solely based on the Series S.
Yeah.
Well, like 100% because they lowered a system to 250, and that bitch is everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe like that many was just in one location and just boom right there at the counter. You don't got to go anywhere to like try to find it, hunt it down. It's right there. So yeah, I think that they do for November just because of that $250 price range or price point, and the fact that they're going to have an ample supply of them.
Yeah. And I think the holiday bundle is the one. Is that the same one that's coming with like credits for like Fall Guys, Fortnite, and Rocket League, or is that a different bundle?
I think the holiday bundle is just $50 off.
Okay.
I think the holiday bundle last year, I want to say, was the one that had the Fortnite.
Well, no, because they just announced a bundle for this year that you get like, it's essentially, even though these games are free to play, I guess you're getting like the value of,
you get the,
but they giving you three of them Fortnite, Fall Guys, and Rocket League, and it's called like the something bundle. I forget the name, but the games that the bundle, the 250 one is just the console. It's no bundle, right?
Yeah. Okay. At least from what I believe is, yeah.
All right, so okay, all right. So yeah, I mean, I mean the Series S is gonna be. I mean, it has to be the big seller, but yeah, we'll talk about that because there's obviously some news and stuff came up that I know we're gonna all have our takes on. So the Black Friday deal, right? Gotham Knight. Some notable games is on there is Gotham Knights. Dre, you said a Plague Tale. I don't know if the Plague Tale was on the Xbox list. Was it?
Oh, it's on PlayStation for $47.99.
$47.99. So I picked up obviously Still Rising on that list, which was like I think $32. And then I also picked up, which I haven't played yet, but I'll probably play at some point. The game Solstice. It was like $27. So those games I've literally that have would have been in my cart for a hot like minute. Those games were in my cart for a hot minute, and I think I can probably switch to it. I'm gonna go to it right now just so that people can see. I think I have my capture card plugged in. Let me see here. There we go. All right, so yeah, I'm just pretty much giving you guys a pretty much look at the store. So on Xbox, there is all these games and whatnot. I see I don't know, like I downloaded Saints Row because they said they fixed it, but I don't know if it's anybody played this since. But to me, I think the game has gotten like uglier.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't.
They didn't.
They barely.
Okay. All right.
I guess that's why they got disbanded and are now being put into Gearbox.
Gearbox. Yeah. Definitely got to talk about that. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's okay. I mean, I don't like. What would you rate? Because there's a lot of games that I want, but a lot of games that I want, I was surprisingly weren't on sale outside of Still Rising and Solstice, which like I did want. You know what I mean? So I was only see 2 games that I want out of here. I don't think the discount for Gotham Knights is big enough. I think right now a better value is getting Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy over that. Like that would be like, if I haven't played anything, that would have been like immediate.
That's a fact.
But as far as I do want to ask about, and then maybe I think Logan or definitely Dope could probably answer this question about Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah.
2.0.
Yeah.
I have one just quick question about it, and then you guys can give your thoughts on it. Is this like a separate thing, or does this just replace the original one?
The original one.
You talking about Warzone?
Yeah, Warzone.
So like,
my bad.
Warzone
Warzone
1.0 got shut down. Other than
okay, my bad. Warzone.
There's one map that's still open.
Okay,
but they got rid
Rebirth?
of I want to say it's Rebirth is still open, but they shut down Call of Adare, however the hell you pronounce it, and basically it's to get everybody pushed into 2.0.
Okay, so all right, so they did like an Overwatch, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, but they did an Overwatch, yes, but like it's running off the Modern Warfare 2 engine, so it's not.
Oh, but a bigger upgrade,
I would say
right?
that Warzone 2.0 is a different game where Overwatch, I don't know, Overwatch 2 kind of was like literally the same.
DLC,
same damn game.
Yeah.
So you can't play Warzone, original Warzone right now.
No,
and yeah.
Got it. Okay. So that's how that works. And so how is it?
It's not bad.
I haven't gotten to play Warzone 2.0 yet, but from what I watched, it looks pretty fun just because I've been playing God of War. I'll probably hopefully get into this weekend. I'm more interested I want to try that DMZ mode.
Mm-hmm.
Play that a little bit. That one's got kind of more my attention than Warzone 2.0.
And when you say
Warzone 2 is pretty fun, it's some new features in it, obviously, with the way you deal with like shields and stuff like that, with armor, looting. There's not as much like cash you can pick up, but things aren't as accessible inside Warzone 2 as it is in Warzone 1. So It's
And
a
it
little bit
seemed
more
like
of a
they
challenge that way, but overall, it's still fun. Like I have a lot of fun playing that. The map isn't bad. Still learning that, learning what the meta is inside the game.
Mhm.
Loadouts isn't as easy to get. There's more objectives to go for that can actually give you a lot of money inside the game as well.
Is it only one map you play on like the whole time? Like
It's
for
just one
every
big.
match?
It's just one big ass map, like how they
Mm,
always do. They just have one big ass map, and then they're just gonna keep updating the map until they decide to make a new one.
mm.
that's
The
how
map
most
is the map
that's
is
how
huge.
most battle royales are, Dre. I don't know.
Well, I don't play Warzone, so that's why I was like.
Well,
Is it just
like Apex Legends was like that for like the longest until you know they made changes.
yeah?
Same with like PUBG. They stuck to one map till like.
The thing about Apex has multiple maps, and they just rotate it throughout
Well,
the
yeah. Well,
season.
I'm saying now, but like for like the longest time
Yeah.
they just updated the one map. But yeah, obviously they've added stuff now. But in the beginning, it's always like that one base map, and then they build off of it.
Now they have multiple maps, and then they'll redesign old maps and bring it back even better. I haven't been playing Apex as much because Warzone's out and God of War is out, but yeah, I have to level up my guns in my offer too, though.
And Logan, have you played because a couple games came out last week on the Xbox Game Pass side of things. Somerville and Obsidian's Pentiment. Did any of you guys try it yet?
Dude, I have not had the time to dig into any of those. I've been like no joke. I've just been playing God of War. I'm trying to like do everything in that game and you know focus all that time on that instead of trying to juggle like 5 different things at once.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
and then Pentiment, like that game, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I don't really know if it's going to be something that I'm going to be like super into.
What is it
Just
about?
from what
I seen IGN gave it a 10, and I was just like, well, what do you do in the game? Like, I mean, I guess I could look it for it myself, but if y'all seen like what's the game about, I'd like to know.
I'm gonna pull up gameplay of it in a second. I played a little bit of it, and honestly, dude, it is not something
ain't your game
for me.
Smooth, I already know it.
It's
Can't even cap for it.
yeah, nah. I mean, the thing is that I don't. It's one thing I don't like reading in a video game, right? And this game is literally a reading game. Like I think the art is cool and the timing. I think they done some good things, but I can't vibe with the game for the simply fact it's a genre that I probably wouldn't play regardless of who made it, you know? So, and that's the thing. Some people could do it. Some people could play through it. Me, I was after about like 15 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm just, I don't know. I was like, this is just not really for me. I'll wait for like a more so of a traditional game comes out from, you know, Obsidian, but like, I'm glad they were able to make it. I know the lead developer, I think Josh Sawyer, said, you know, he without Game Pass, he wouldn't have been able to make that game. That he wouldn't even pitch the game because most publishers probably would have rejected a game like that, and I could see why, because it's just so niche of a game, but.
It's like a passion project for him or something.
Yeah, like the thing is,
you know how we feel about passion projects.
I like the other thing is like you said what do you do, right? So
yeah, like,
you literally you pretty much have these. So far, I haven't nobody's died yet at the park because I didn't play enough to to get to do murder mystery, but essentially you pretty much you talk. So you have a job and it's in old times and you talk to people and you have some choices to make, which determines like your type of response, which determines, I guess, the type of person you are going to be in the game. And then it impacts how people react to you. And then so far, the only interaction I've had in this video game is walk, go next to an icon, open up a description about it, walk, go next to a person, have a conversation with them. Some of the conversations are long, some of the conversations are short. And then you go, after you talked or interacted with everything in that area, you go left, you go right, next scene, and do the same thing over again until something happens. I haven't gotten to the point where something happens yet.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. How long did you say you put in it?
15 minutes.
Okay. I mean that's not that lot, but I mean,
yeah. I didn't
feel
play
like
long enough.
I feel like that's like the gist of the loop though of the game.
Yeah, I didn't like. I've seen more like gameplay elements in like reviews where obviously after you're done your task for the day, like you go to bed, you supposed to activate. You know, if you want to make your accuse someone, which we've seen elements like that in other video games. You know how where it's like, all right, where it's like a mission and you have to decide who you think did. Well, I'm trying to think what game did I play.
Like basically Clue.
No, it was a video game that I played where I needed to give. You know what? It was the Outer Worlds. Wow, it was the Outer Worlds. There was this mission
game that they made as well.
Yeah, a part of in Peron. Peron Gargon. It was the DLC where there was essentially a murder mystery. We had to figure out who did who was doing like the murders on this planet, and I would keep going to the person, and then I would determine like, all right, are you ready to make your decision? But yeah, so I was like, I definitely had an experience like that, but I didn't realize, it was the Outer Worlds DLC. I think it was
you know what that sounds like? That sounds like LA Noire.
Yeah.
The whole game was a murder mystery.
Yeah, I just wasn't really feeling like that type of game. Like me for like video, I need more. Even walking simulators like have more like context to doing something. So that's the thing. Is just like, I need more. Like I like some games I just can't play. Like you know what I mean. I have to like. It's hard to break the mode. I try to break out a character and break into other things to see. Hey, maybe I would get into this. Pentiment is not one of them, but I'm happy it's getting the scores that it's getting. But like, I need Obsidian's like real games to come out. That's what I'm waiting for. But am I the only one that tried it?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right. I also played Somerville, which I also got gameplay of that. Now, Somerville. Hold on, give me 1 second.
I don't know what happened. Smooth.
No, my background. No, I was just trying to clear my background. All right, no, so I played Somerville, and I know a lot of us made a big deal about this game. I know the media made a big deal about this game because it came from like one of the dudes that did Limbo and Inside.
Limbo and Inside, yep.
All right, so. This game is nothing like Limbo or Inside. It's very it has that maybe like I feel like Limbo they those games lack like color, right? What would you describe their art style? Like they try, the only thing in common that it has with like a Limbo and Inside is the lack of dialogue, lack of any narration, and it's just more so environmental storytelling that's taking place in the game. And I guess that can get you so far. When the thing I don't really care for about the game, and I just literally stopped because I think I ran into a bug, and I was like, okay, I'm just not going to move forward. The thing is that you don't have a sense of where you're at, because you think in most games like these, there's these games to the side, you're going like left, you're going right. This game is a little bit open, but you get caught on stupid shit like a rock or a doorway. You can't really get a feel for where you're at in the environment. So let's say if you're trying to go, let's say up a rock or through a doorway, you really can't tell where you're at. So you'll just be standing there. And I think this game literally only has 2 buttons. You have like the trigger button, and then you have like a I think the A buttons to interact, and then of course you use the analog. I'm at a point where I'm not exactly sure what to do. And I can't figure it out now because my guy is stuck in between like this. It's not like stuck that I can't figure it out. It's a bug. I think I have to close out the game to start it. But it's okay if you like these type of games. I don't think it's nowhere as impactful as Limbo or Inside. Like Inside, I thought was incredible. This game, I thought, from what we saw, it has potential. But the thing is, I don't like the clunky controls. It just feels out of place. It's just weird. It has that. Have you ever played like Human Fall Flat? Like Human Fall Flat, those type of games, like Gang Beasts and shit like that. I don't know if any of you guys experience with. All right, so they have like that. I can't describe the gameplay. It's like very clumsy, like this clumsy mechanic. Like everything is done in the game like accidental, right? And I feel like it's gameplay. It feels like that, and that's not the type of gameplay you want for that type of game. I don't know if you ever get a chance, try playing Human Fall Flat or Gang Beasts. You ain't going to like it. If you play traditional video games, you're just not going to like it. My kids like that shit, but you're not going to like it if you play traditional video games. But if anybody know what I mean when I'm describing Human Fall Flat and Gang Beasts and like those type of controls where it's like clumsy, and those games are clumsy on purpose because I guess it's all about like chance and like pretty much like physics. All right, physics based. Somerville, like for the gameplay, has a little bit of that going on, and I'm not a fan of it. The game, I'm not really sure what's going on, but based off what's happening, you could tell it's like some sort of like alien invasion. And the character that you're playing as gets like the special ability because he touched this this object as it came crashing into his house. He decides to touch it, and it knocks him out for quite a while because he touched it with his family all in place. He wakes up probably, I don't know, maybe months, years later, and everybody's gone. The only person that's there is his dog. And I'm not exactly sure what we're doing from here, or what we're looking for, and what these little balls of light are that are following the character. There's this dog, you don't really do much with it, who follows you. But I guess light is considered like a source of weapon or a source of navigation because it melts these this little metallic material that's scattered all over the area. So if there's light and a metallic area in the same area, you usually can press the LT button, it melts it, and you carry on. But that's Somerville so far. I thought it was gonna be like another great game, but it's just not. Like the recent Game Pass drops have been like kind of mediocre. But yeah. I'm still playing God of War as well. I don't think I'm near as far as anyone in the game. Like I've literally been limited to playing like pretty much on weekends. And
where you at in the store?
All right, so I just finished the first mission as Atreus. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you hella early.
Oh, that's a spoiler, man. That's a spoiler.
It can't be at this point. It can't be. If
I would say a week, people probably know you play as Atreus.
Oh my god, these people really get like, oh, you play as Atreus in the game? That's a spoiler. Like, bro,
I would say that'd be a spoiler if you said that like day one, like on the week one or week and a half after. I think most people know that now.
Yeah. Question though, for you guys playing God of War, like how do you feel playing as Atreus?
Oh, I love the gameplay.
I like his combat, like his moves, like the bow and arrow and stuff. Like it was actually kind of like nice to play as him.
He doesn't feel like an afterthought. Like his
gameplay is like well fleshed out.
Especially once you start to unlock more of his skills. Like you can dodge backwards and like hit them with your bow, do like this slow-mo type thing, like his John Woo stranglehold. I'm like, oh shit, this is actually an interesting mechanic.
He could also parry too. He has a shield.
He has his own shield. He feels more lightweight than Kratos as well with his gameplay. Because
I know he's feel much faster in using it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that. I like when games do that. Like Last of Us Part 2 did that when you go from playing as Abby and Ellie. Like there's a difference in the way that the game feels between both characters. Like Abby's a bit more physical, stronger. So you can actually like do more with her in terms of hand-to-hand combat versus someone like Ellie, where it's a bit more light. You get into moments where you're struggling against your opponent. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was a good rendition, but go ahead, Dre. My bad.
What did you think about that Thor fight? Spoilers if anybody has it.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was pretty good. Do I think it was better than The Stranger for the first time around?
I do.
I don't know. I think the buildup was. I like the buildup. I like how they go to the house and Odin and Thor. I thought that was very epic.
Right. What did you think about that part where you thought you died?
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
That's what he's like.
That was cool. I like that part.
Like, I'm not done with you yet. Come back alive.
Yeah, he revives him. Yeah.
Fucking revives
you know what
dude?
that reminds me of? Remember in Avengers when Thor shocks Tony Stark's fucking spark?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that reminded me of that. He just shocks him back to life.
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't finished with you.
Yeah. Through the whole game, I thought Odin was the best new character in the whole game. I thought he was fantastic.
Did you beat it, Dre?
Experience more.
Yeah, I got the platinum 100% complete the game.
Wow, this
Damn,
is
how
Dre
many
we talking
hours?
about.
How many hours
me,
did that took you?
45 hours.
Yeah, okay, because I'm at like 36 or
Yeah.
almost. So like that's why I was like kind of wondering like how much farther I am.
I'd say the longest part probably. Well, never mind. I won't spoil it. Never mind.
Damn.
I haven't beat it yet, but I know I'm damn far into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need like a straight like the thing is I think for me to I need just a nonstop like 8-hour like session with the game.
I will say that the game is not what you expect at the end of the game. That's the only thing I'll say.
What do you mean by that?
Man, I feel like I don't know what I mean.
I can't get into it without spoiling the game. Like I can't talk about it, but it's just not what from the previous game. So like from 2018, it's not what you expect at the end. So I'll just put it like that.
All right, can you just confirm this? Does Kratos die?
No.
Nah, I can't confirm that. I can't say that.
Why are you trying to ask for a
I mean, because I don't think it's a spoiler if he confirms. Like, yes, are we expecting
it is a spoiler?
But,
that's a major spoiler. Major spoiler.
Is it? Even if it doesn't happen?
Yep.
Oh, my bad. Does Atreus?
Why are you asking dumbass questions?
Confirm nor deny.
All right,
Quit.
What about Freya?
Play the game.
Like, I am playing the game. It's just like I told them, but they decided to make the game too damn fucking long.
I cannot confirm nor deny on Freya, but I will say Freya is the weakest character in the game. I will say.
Wait, you play as her?
No.
Okay.
No. Just her.
That's not saying anything further.
Just her story arc is the weakest in the game.
Gotcha.
I mean, as far as I am in the game, I can agree with you.
Yeah, because what took place, I'm like, really? That quick? Oh, okay. All right.
I get what you're. I get what you're saying there, but I did like. It's not as like I don't know. I don't want to say anything.
Why are you afraid to talk again? Who are you afraid of?
Because we don't want to spoil anything.
These freaking dorks. All these freaking dorks in this community complain. Playing games. They be the first doing all this other shit, right? And it's time to talk about a game that's. I would assume it's been out for. Wait, the game's been out what, a week or so?
A little over a week.
A little over a week. That's more than enough time.
It would be different if it was like a short ass 7-hour game. Right. It's a massive fucking game, Smooth. Right.
Yeah, but like, damn. So when are you guys comfortable talking about the game next year?
I would say like 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Oh my god! As soon as I wrap the credits on that game, I'm singing like a canary. Like,
okay. So how about you beat the game?
I'm just saying.
You could do a spoiler. No. Listen. You could do a spoiler cast any fucking time that you want, but you have to set it as, hey, this. If you're going into this, guess what? We're going to be talking about spoilers. If you don't want anything spoiled, do not click on this video. Do not listen to it.
Yeah, it's a
when you're just in a
podcast, bro. We're
random
not
ass
podcast.
podcast like that, where we're just fucking bullshitting and talking and stuff, you can't just throw spoilers in the middle of it. You just can't.
Of course you can. I think you gotta
If
take it.
you want to do an actual spoiler show, Smooth, we can fucking do that.
All right. If depending on how I feel on the game after I finally get it done, because at this rate, I don't know how soon I'll be able to get that shit done. I'll definitely more than likely do it like that, especially if it's that good.
I think it's that good.
You think it's that good?
Mm-hmm.
It is that good. How about that?
I think I don't know. Are you getting into the game of the year topic, or are you waiting on that?
No, we can get to it. I mean, obviously the nominations for everything came out. So, is it safe to assume is this a spoiler? Is God of War your game of the year as of November 19th?
Yeah, that is correct. As of November 19th, it is my game of the year. But unfortunately, it will not win Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Why? Why you say that? I'm just curious. Why did you say that?
Because the sentiment around this game is that it's too familiar to 2018, right? That's going to hurt it going up against Elden Ring. That is doing something, even though the mechanics in Elden Ring have been done before.
Elden Ring did not do anything new.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you know how these people on their knees.
They did Demons. They did Dark Souls and fucking open world.
But I'm saying that's because it's something that they quote unquote say has never been done before, even though it's been done before in plenty of other games, right? But because it hasn't been done in that, the From Software game, I think that is going to, elevate it, to win Game of the Year. Even though if you go down like category by category, God of War is the clear game of the year. Like I don't
category by. Let's bring down these categories. I want to see where you determine if it's clear.
All right, so game of the year, you have best game direction, right? It's competing against Horizon, Elden Ring, Immorality. Oh my god, and Stray for best game direction, right? So Drake can say it wins that. I would agree as well. Best narrative: God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring, A Plague's Tale Requiem, Horizon Forbidden West, and Immorality. Again, God of War. How the fuck is Horizon on this list? Best art direction: debatable. You have Scorn, Stray, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, and Elden Ring. You can debate which one has best art direction. Best score and music: Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Metal Hellsinger, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and A Plague's Tale Requiem.
Oh, that's tough. Oh, because A Plague's Tale has some fantastic music.
Yeah,
like just from the first one, it has some fantastic music. So
it doesn't have the big epic score because like I'd be bumping the God of War Ragnarok soundtrack lately.
Oh, it's a
I'm not gonna lie, like I popped that because I got the collector's edition, which came with the soundtrack. Dude, the soundtrack's actually really good.
It's a part in God of War where the fucking music is insane, dog. It's crazy.
We have best audio design: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, GT7, Horizon Forbidden West. Modern Warfare 2 is weird because some things need to be tuned inside that game. So I don't know. I mean, in the campaign it's fine, but in the multiplayer, the sound design is kind of off. So I guess it can be on there. Then you obviously have like best performance. The actor that plays Kratos, Christopher Judge, is on there.
I think Sonny should win that category.
Who else is in there? Yeah, there's a couple other people in there. It is what it is. And yeah, the rest of the categories are what they are. So those are like the main categories that you're going to see God of War in versus everything else.
I was just speaking on like if you break down God of War and Elden Ring from like a visual standpoint, a performance standpoint, you know how we critique game.
Oh,
and
also
shit
God
like
of War
that.
has best action adventure, is nominated for that.
Right. And like if you do like who has the better combat, who has the better story, and this, that, and the third, I think God of War is the clear game of the year from top to bottom. Now you can argue some categories, right? But I think the category that prevails God of War is the story, because from what Souls fans tell me is that you gotta make the story in a Souls game, and so I think that's bad story storytelling, bad story writing, if you ask me. But it is what it is.
My bad. I had to grab some breakfast. Question though, because Dre said it's. He said when you meant category by category.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, what's up, Chris?
Oh, here's Chris.
Yeah. So when I was saying
No,
category,
you
I was
know
like,
what Chris is here for.
I was like visuals, performance, story, side characters. Not the categories from the award show, but how we critique games. The categories, how we critique.
So in the head-to-head, you're saying God of War beats out Elden Ring and the categories that they both participate in.
All right.
And let me guess, what is the gameplay? In your opinion, is there a category that Elden Ring does beat God of War in?
I'm saying, like, if you could argue, if you think Elden Ring has great combat, I could argue that God of War has great combat. So those could probably collide with each other as it's a pick 'em, whatever. Even though Elden Ring is using animations from Demon Souls, but I digress. But if you want to go and pick 'em, do pick 'ems, right, category by category, that's cool. But I think one category that it's not even close is the story, right? I think that should prevail God of War to win Game of the Year, right?
Do you know the story of Elden Ring?
Tell me the story. You tell me the story.
Yeah, that's what I say. Dre.
I'm asking.
No. Dre's asking you a very clear question. Tell him the story of Elden Ring.
If he knows, because he's saying that clearly. Like, in my opinion, I'll give narrative to God of War. I'll give Xenoblade the fucking God.
Don't give me an opinion on the story.
Right.
Tell us what the story is. Don't give us your interpretation of the story.
Bro, let me speak. Goddamn. He's saying his opinion that God of War is clearly the better story. And I'm asking him, well, for him to say that opinion, does he know the story of Elden Ring?
No, I'm not about to search far and wide on the internet.
But listen, I agree with that statement, but I know the story of both.
Wait. Do you know the story or do you know the lore? Do you know the lore of Elden Ring or the story? Because is there a real story in Elden Ring, or are you just following the lore?
No, the lore plays in the lore plays into the story. The story.
I ain't buying this shit. I'm sorry.
That's the same thing I tell people about Destiny. Like, Destiny's stories suck, but the lore is rich.
That's bad storytelling to me, though. If I have to,
no. Okay, no.
If I gotta go out my way to,
hold on. Listen, that right there.
The story.
That's what people is getting confused. You can criticize the method of how they delivered the story. You can say that shit is bad. I'm talking to this motherfucker. What the fuck is he telling me? I don't know what the fuck is going on. Why do I fucking gotta search for this shit? We'll go watch on YouTube to understand this shit? I get all of that, right? I completely understand that. But when people say it doesn't have a story or a narrative,
nobody said it doesn't have it.
So Chris,
nobody said it doesn't have one.
Okay, but there are people that say it. I wouldn't have nominated. I would, but I know the story. I wouldn't have nominated. That's what I'm saying. But like, when people say it doesn't have a story, or when people say that the story is not good, and I ask them, "Well, do you know the story to determine if the story is good or not?" And they'd be like, "Well, I don't know. It's like I played the game and I know what the fuck is going on, so it doesn't have a story to me."
That plays into God of War's favor, then. Thank you.
No, yeah, that's what I said. I will vote God of War.
So our statements stand corrected.
Over. No, I know. I agree with that.
I get
exactly. Thank you. So, but yeah, no, the narrative department, I'll definitely give it over. The biggest travesty is not that Elden Ring is on there; it's the fact that they ain't fucking nominate Xenoblade for that category. Because I think Xenoblade possibly has one of the best story of this year. Personally, I felt so. That story was fucking amazing. I don't know why the hell that shit is not nominated in the best narrative category.
I think what category might get robbed? I think most anticipated game might get robbed. Because I have a feeling that because in my opinion, Legends of Zelda is the most anticipated game out of every game that's on there. Between that and Final Fantasy, and I think Starfield might win it.
Yeah,
I have a feeling Starfield might.
I think Zelda's gonna win. I think Zelda's gonna win the most anticipated.
Zelda should win that category, honestly.
Well, what you think is game of the year? You playing both of them, or playing God of War?
Yeah, I've only beaten Elden Ring. God of War, just based off what I see it's doing. I wouldn't be surprised that it wins. I mean, I'll say this: I would probably lean towards God of War. So far, I like God of War Ragnarok better than God of War 2018. So it's an improvement in every way to 2018, but 2018 wasn't my game of the year. So so fair. So it's like Ragnarok would potentially be my game of the year. I'm assuming it only gets better from here on. So, but obviously I can't make a judgment on that. As far as the dominations overall, not really. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't think anything significant came out. I was surprised at some couple of missions that wasn't there, and I was surprised that they nominated Stray. I think that I think that's probably I don't understand the nomination there. Because
you don't understand?
I don't understand why Stray. I don't know, Bayonetta. Like I don't know, like something could.
No, it was a popular kitty cat game. Y'all gotta understand, Game Awards is a popularity contest. Like, like Stray was the most popular indie game of this year, and remember, it was.
What about Cult of the Lamb? What about Cult of the Lamb? Wasn't that?
Stray was more. Cult of the Lamb was highly more acclaimed.
Sorry, so a better game.
Well, I don't know if it's. I never played Cult of the Lamb. Is it a better game?
I mean, if we're going by the scores, I mean, this is a better game.
Yeah, but a lot of times it doesn't really matter because Red Dead 2 should have won then if we're going by score.
But it was nominated. You know what I mean? The thing is, Code of the Land wasn't nominated. Stray was. I
think, but Code of the Land wasn't Code of the Land nominated for best indie.
But why? Okay, but my thing is that there's
on an opinion. Listen, on an opinion base, I would get Stray the fuck out of there and put Sifu in there. You know what I mean? Like on an opinion base, but I can understand like. I don't agree with it opinion-wise, but I can understand why they nominated because it was a fucking popular kitty cat game. You know what I mean? It's like that's understand. Like, how is that hard to understand?
I don't know, man. I thought Stray was kind of corny, but I mean, I understand.
I didn't like it. I thought it was okay. I didn't like it.
I thought it was okay too.
Like peak mid.
It was alright. It was cool for what it was. You know, it had great like art direction and stuff like that. You know, but I don't think it's Game of the Year worthy, but you know.
Yeah, they just did that because they ran out of it. Was Bayonetta nominated?
Nope.
Bayonetta got nominated.
A damn thing nominated, did it?
Yeah, no, for best action game.
Oh, got best action game. Okay.
Yeah, it was nominated for best action game, but you should win. It is the best action game of this year. Action game, right? Action adventure.
I haven't even voted for any of those things yet. So like
I just vote for a Game of the Year, call it a day.
I haven't well, I already know which Game of the Year I'm gonna vote for, but I still haven't completed. I'm at the end of
good. The end of
Ragnarok, but Ragnarok is fucking amazing, bro. That shit is definitely like a Game of the Year, you know what I mean? Like that shit see, this year's been amazing to me because I have Ragnarok, Elden Ring, and Xenoblade 3 were all like my favorite games this year. All of them, right? And even for Horizon Forbidden West was one of my favorite games, right? And all of them are nominated. And I played Stray. The only one I haven't played was a Plague Tale. So I played like 5 out of those games there. So I feel like shit, whichever one wins deserve it. You know what I mean? I feel I know Elden Ring is gonna win, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all why by pattern, right? I'm gonna tell y'all why. But by the way, I'm voting for Xenoblade 3 only because it's like a JRPG. JRPGs don't really get nominated for Game of the Years. Last one was Persona 5. So by that, just for it to get its recognition, I'm just like, everybody's gonna vote Ragnarok and Elden Ring. I'm just gonna cast my vote to Xenoblade 3. You know what I mean? But Elden Ring is gonna win because if you look at all the game since the VGA has been going already, like the Jeff Keighley Awards been going, at least for like the past 5 to 7 years, right? If you look at all of the winners, right? All of the winners were games that came out in the first half of the year, right? All of them. Last of Us 2 came out. And so I'm talking about from January to June, right? The first 2 quarters. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Last of Us 2 came out in June. Sekiro came out, I think it was in March when that won the Game of the Year. and people thought Death Stranding was gonna win. Death Stranding was the most nominated. Death Stranding came out in November, and everybody's like, "Oh, Jeff Keighley and Kojima." Sekiro won Game of the Year. Overwatch, I think, came out in April. You know what I mean? When it won against Uncharted that year. Last year, It Takes Two came out early in the year. Well,
but recency bias is a real thing, though. I think anyway.
Right, but okay, the God of War 2018 came out in April, and Red Dead 2 came out in October. Red Dead 2 had a higher score and the recency bias. That's what I'm saying.
That's true. That's true.
That's what I'm saying. And people and Red Dead 2 was the most nominated, and Red Dead 2 was winning the most award. The God of War 2018 ended up winning. Same thing with Death Stranding against Sekiro. Death Stranding was the most nominated, was winning the most awards, but then the Sekiro wins against it. Right now, what are we seeing? God of War Ragnarok, which came out in November. Elden Ring came out earlier in the year. Ragnarok has the most nominated. It's probably going to win the most awards. I'm telling you right now, Elden Ring is your winner. Elden Ring is the winner, bro.
I think so, too.
Yeah. And hold on. I want to say this, right? See, it's not what you do entirely new in like gaming in general. It's also what you do new for a series as well, too. Because like what God of War won because it did something new for the God of War series. It switched up the God of War formula. Because remember, there were 6 God of War games where they were all using the same animations. Nobody was complaining about that, right? And Elden Ring is the 6 Souls games, but there was the 6 God of War games using all the same animations or whatever, right? So they had to switch it up.
Yeah, but
this is what I'm saying for Elden Ring, right? It's not that it's like, oh, it's revolutionary in terms of like was that have been done before, but it is the first open world from software Souls games in the Souls genre, and that makes it new for that specific genre and new for that specific style of game. You know what I mean?
Are you trying to say that Elden Ring might win over God of War?
It's definitely going to win.
I know it's going to win over God of War. I don't think it is. It is going to win over God of War. But I'm voting for Xenoblade.
Like, you would think that these voters would take into account, well, Elden Ring had performance issues at launch, right?
So did Skyrim.
Yeah, but not God of War, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like
why?
The performance issue. The performance issues for Elden Ring is greatly exaggerated in terms of how hard.
That thing was dropping in the 40s.
No, listen. It was dropping. Yes, it was dropping frames, but it's not to the point where it overall affected the entire experience and made it unplayable. You guys are acting like it was just 20.
You're not saying that. We're just saying it had performance issues. That's it.
45 to 55 and shit like that. That's what it was doing, right?
That's not fair, though.
But listen. Because some people played it on PC. Hold on, but listen. Some people played it on PC, like Skill Up. He said he didn't have issues when he was playing it. That's another thing, is because there's many different versions, so people's experience were different. Not everybody had the same type of performance issue or whatever version they was playing. You could play the PS4 version on PS5, and the PS4 version ran flawless at 60 on the when you played it on PS5. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of nuance to this, and you can't just be like, oh, these versions were running bad, so therefore they just have to throw it all out.
Were you keeping that same energy when Cyberpunk came out?
Cyberpunk was way worse. It's nowhere. Elden Ring's nowhere. That's what I'm saying. It's greatly exaggerated with it.
Will you keep the same energy when all these other games have performance issues and be like, well, you're on Xbox, you're on PlayStation, you're on PC, so your experience is going to be different.
Don't even do that with me, because if you look at my timeline right now, I've been shitting
I am doing
on
that
Pokemon.
with you. I am doing that with you, bro.
I've been shitting on Pokemon's performance on the Nintendo Switch, and I have it, and I'm playing it, and I've been shitting on the performance. What are you talking about?
Listen,
I don't want to hear no excuses about that, about Elden Ring at launch when the game had performance issues. That's it.
Hold up. I only say that's not fair because while Elden Ring was dropping in the 40s, right? And while you say that, it was overly exaggerated, just because it wasn't dropping below 30 frames wasn't the cap for Elden Ring on PS5 and PC and all that was.
No,
so it was 60.
I know.
So if it's dropping like 20 frames from 60, then that's a big deal, man.
No, but it wasn't doing that all the time. It wasn't not doing that all the time, especially when you're in the dungeons and shit like that. It's fucking hitting a high frame rates and whatever. It's not doing. It's only when you're in certain areas in the open world that you would see it. That's what I'm saying. It's like when you actually play the game and experience for yourself. right?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but like I don't know why we arguing about like frame rates and performance as if it ever has impacted Game of the Year.
That's what I'm saying.
Zelda
That's
ran
what I'm
at like
saying. It
19
should,
frames
though.
per second though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I
That's
say
what I'm
it
saying.
should, but I get what you're saying. Even though I think it should count because that's a part of the game. But I understand. I get
But
it.
it's only to me like they only really count it if it's so bad, like Pokemon, right? Or like Fallout 76 or like Cyberpunk. When it's that level of bad, that's when they're like, yeah, no fucking way. But it was like, yeah, it was dropping frames here and there and shit like that. You notice it, but overall, like, I still enjoy the game or whatever. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I think some people make that a bigger deal than what it is at times.
Yeah, but folks calling this game it's got a 97 on Metacritic, 96 or whatever. Damn near a perfect game. People calling it a masterpiece. Like
Masterpiece doesn't unnecessarily mean perfect. Skyrim got a 97.
I get that's true. That is true.
Skyrim got a 97. It was filled with the PS3 version. You had to reboot it every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like you know what I mean? Like that it's just been like the way it's just like, it has issues, but the game was fucking amazing enough that it's like we can look past these certain issues and still fucking, rate it highly and shit like that. Just like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so so Chris, you said your vote is Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, even though to me it's definitely like a 3-way tie for me personally. Just like
between Elden Ring,
God of War, Ragnarok. It's hard for me to pick. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Between the two, there's certain things I do enjoy God of War more than I do Elden Ring in terms of like the fun factor in this combat. I think God of War definitely has a better fun factor and stuff like that. Elden Ring's still fun. But Elden Ring definitely has way more diversity in his builds as a true RPG, right? Role playing game. But there's God of War is fucking amazing, bro. Like honestly, it's like either one that wins it, I feel like deserves it. A lot of people are gonna feel like one of the other doesn't deserve it when one of the ones. I'm trolling whoever, bro. Like if God of War wins and shit like that, you already know a lot of the bots are gonna be fucking mad and shit. You know what I mean? It's a conspiracy for Sony and shit like that. But Elden Ring wins, the ponies are gonna be like, oh, this is a conspiracy against Sony. But even though Last of Us and God of War won, and PlayStation games, at least 1 or 2 gets nominated every year. They may not win every year, but when's the last time there wasn't a PlayStation game nominated for Game of the Year? So how is there a conspiracy against PlayStation? If anything, people argue that this is conspiracy bias for PlayStation. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be butthurt and ridiculous. I don't give a fuck. Don't be invested. Whatever your Game of the Year is, that's what your Game of the Year is, and vote for it. Whatever. I'm not mad at anybody saying God of War Ragnarok is. Because it is the best game of this year. Like Ragnarok is the best game of the year, and so was Elden Ring for me personally. So was Xenoblade 3. So,
do y'all think we should have more percentage of the vote? Because I think we're only like 10% of the vote. So that's basically like if 2 games are in a dead tie, then that's when our votes come in to tip the winner. So do y'all think we should have more percentage?
I think it should be 90% fan vote. Because the fans are the ones that playing the games. You know what I mean? Like I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, okay.
Yeah, but the fans can really...
They could. So it should be 50-50 then.
Yeah.
It has to be 50-50.
It's just like the All-Star game. Like, look at the All-Star game vote. You have players, coaches, and fans that vote All-Star game for sports.
Because look at like user scores on Metacritic. Are those the fans you want to rely on voting? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are just going to review... Like, I don't know. It's really tricky. That's why they just go with like 100 publications. And there's multiple people, not everybody, but multiple people within those publications vote. So it's probably like, I don't know, like 180, 200 people like voting.
Yeah, you just have to be an accredited reviewer who's been doing it for a while. You have solid reviews for games, and there is an implicit bias behind it. Obviously, we all have our personal biases towards particular games and experiences that we have towards it, but it can't be so much to the point where it's like, oh, this game is shit just because it's on a particular platform or something like that.
I think
just analyzing the game for what it is.
Yeah, I think journalists can be biased too, though. You got Dustin Laguerre out here, as a journalist. I think they can definitely be biased just as well as the fans are.
Yeah, everybody's biased, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like people that complain about that, it's like, bro, even if you were a journalist, you will also be biased. Like, I don't even want to hear it. You know what I mean? The Smooth was a journalist, he will be biased. Like, so of course there's that in there as well too. That's why you shouldn't really be too invested and give a fuck that much. You know what I mean? So
Like, I mean, I just look at it as sports though. I like the back and forth. I think it's entertaining.
Yeah, we could debate like who we feel is like the better game and shit like that, or the better brand or whatever. But it's like when people started, doing all the, like the conspiracy talks, and it just gets like those conversations get tiring. Like, oh, the bias and all this, that, and third. Those conversations get tiring for me personally. But like we know that there is like we know, but it is what it is.
So I mean, for the panel is it's November 19th. Are you guys kind of set on your game of the year pick?
I am. Yeah, well.
I mean, you only got the only big release is Callisto Protocol.
You got Evil West is next week. I don't know if y'all picking that up.
We got to talk about that, bro. But yeah, it's definitely was a game that obviously I'm interested in. But so Dre, God of War, Chris has 3 favorite games, but he says he's voting for Xenoblade. Logan, you?
I haven't beaten God of War yet, but I already know it's the direction everything is going. It's definitely going to hit my, like, as long as the story is hitting, everything else about that game I think is perfect. So it's mine.
Okay. And what about you, Dope?
God of War, easily. Game of the year for me.
No, it's crazy. I don't my game of the year is like, I don't think it's any of the games nominated with the exception. I ain't gonna lie. For the first half of the year, it was Elden Ring. You know what I mean? I was drawn into the hype. I still think Elden Ring was easily one of the best games to release. I think God of War. The thing about God of War, like, I think it's going to win game of the year in my opinion.
I do too.
The thing about it though, it's because somebody mentioned, combat and gameplay. I think it was Dre. You realize God of War Ragnarok is obviously based on 2018's combat, and 2018's combat was based off like Souls games.
Oh yes. Well, I mean, because they use the same buttons as.
Button layout, similar thing. No, but Corey Barlog has said that as well too. That they took a little bit of inspiration.
I just think. I mean, I haven't played Elden Ring, but God of War's Ragnarok combat is more versatile than 2018's. You could do like the permafrost and the other thing with the blades, I forget, and then you get I can't, never mind.
No, don't spoil it. I know what you're talking about.
But
you get more options in the combat.
Right. Correct. And so I just think it's like, yes, it is 2018's combat, but it's vastly improved, and there are some things that's been added to the combat as well. So,
and when you have such a perfect combat, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, you can't reinvent it if it's already good. You can expand on it, add certain features to it, but like, you're not gonna overhaul the combat system that worked in your previous game into this one.
Yeah, I do. I do say that they missed an opportunity in this game, but it is what it is at this.
I think I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but God of War is fucking jump on it. No, the game is amazing so far, man. I love that no space is wasted. Every time I'm curious and look over here, I find a treasure box, a treasure chest and stuff like that. The story, the pacing.
It rewards you for going off the beaten path and actually exploring.
And my thing is
I like the added mobility and stuff like that to it. Even though it is more preset, and to me that's really like my only gripe is like sometimes it's like it just takes me out when there's like there's a little bridge I can jump over that's only like 5 feet, but I'm hit by an invisible wall and I can't. You know what I mean? It's like there's like sometimes and like some of the aspects of like when you're climbing, there's like a preset climbing, positions, but it's like you can't even jump off or climb faster or anything like that, or there'll be these ledges that are the same heights. Some of them you can rappel, off or rappel up to with your blades. And there's a lot of them that you can do that with, but then there's some of them that you have to either go down a rope or have to climb them. And it's like, yo, I'm fucking Kratos. Why can't you just jump down there? You know what I mean? Like
I'm sorry to cut you off. I 100% agree with you, Chris, with the traversal. Like, this nigga can jump 10 feet in the air and land on a monster's dome, but can't jump 5 feet and just jump over the ledge.
Right.
I
even
100%
lift the stone. Or even lift the stone. Like, there's an obstacle on your way. Can I lift this stone up? No, it's not even I understand. I know exactly what you guys mean.
It's not in there. That's really other than that, everything else, they grab. And another thing is like we see him swimming and getting a trailer, but you're gonna tell me I can't swim? But
you gotta ride the boat.
Agreed.
You gotta get the boat.
But that's saying those gameplay elements I think would have added just a little bit more, but overall I think they still did an amazing job and vastly improved on what 2018 was. They definitely address a lot of the criticisms and stuff like that. They're all constantly switching things up on you, new enemies, new bosses.
I would say it's still a PS4 game, so there's I can understand why they didn't add some of those things in terms of more exploration, because you're limited by a 2013 console.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the crawling between. I'm sorry, the crawling between cracks and.
Oh my god!
Shimmering walls and shit like that.
Oh my god!
Me personally, that's an outdated AAA design. Like, it's just at this point, and I understand because of it is on the PS4, right? So to be fair, it is a PS4. So, but this is one of the things that Mark Cerny was talking about that theoretically can be eliminated with the PS5 using the SSD and shit like that. But we just haven't seen too much of that yet, and hopefully we do.
Moving towards there, for sure though, because now you have like direct storage being supported on Windows and a lot more I won't say a lot more, but there's a couple games that are putting like direct storage support and even like optimizing for the PS5 SSD. So moving forward, we should definitely see that. But I'm tired of the cross-gen games, honestly.
How many more years do you think we got to deal with that?
Right.
According to Sony's roadmap, they said by end of 2025 in regards to like support for PS4. They're trying to transition fully to PS5 in terms of game development and also expand on PC.
Do they expect this generation to go 10 years? Because that's damn near more than if it's traditional, the 7-year traditional generation. That's what 80% of the damn.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Right? Like when are we gonna get these games that are fully utilizing these systems? Nothing is really. I mean, we have teases here and there, but we haven't had too many games that came out and said, "Hey, like we're not designing the game for PS5 or PS4 and Xbox One. Everything from the ground up is to be optimized for the system, and we're pushing it pedal to the metal." But nothing's done that so far, so we don't even know we understand the potential, but we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go, Smoke. How do y'all feel about the exploration in God of War though? Because to me, I think there are less collectibles in Ragnarok than 2018, and also I feel like, and I know probably like the maps are bigger than 2018, but I feel like they feel smaller than the maps.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think
the exploration is actually really fun.
Okay. Well, here's the thing: you explored the map in 2018 in Ragnarok, and you
when you look at Midgard,
and you explore more realms after that. Some of them are big, some of them are small or whatever, but you have way more realms to explore, and the side quests. The side quests are amazing, way better, and way more diverse and stuff like that. So.
But Midgard feels smaller, and to me, Midgard feels. I mean, because everything is covered in ice, and you can't go.
I was gonna say,
but it feels smaller to me, though.
Well, I get it kind of feels smaller because of that kind of feeling of everything kind of being frozen over. The map, still, and there is a little bit. I think less to explore in Midgard because like you can't go into that middle area
right.
really. At least not that I've been able to
Just the
find a
mountain
way.
area. That's it. Like you still do your house area. You still do the big lake area, Lake of the Nine and shit. That's just frozen over. What's the only other place after that is the big mountain path. You know what I mean? To go up the mountain. That's it.
Every other realm is way more expansive, honestly, and they will actually reward you for exploring. Doing the Draugr holes is really fun as well because it gets more challenging as you progress throughout the game. You unlock more items as well, armor and stuff like that. You get more resources so that you can level up faster throughout the game. I mean, it's more rewarding for you to actually indulge in exploring the game than just, oh, I'm just gonna stick to the story and struggle in particular areas because I don't have enough equipment or gear to do more stuff, right? Or I don't have enough upgrades on my particular weapon. So that's why I like the exploration of this game a lot, even in 2018.
Right.
But I feel like this game, they did more of what was great in the first game in terms of like dialogue options and stuff like that. Like, whether you're walking with another character or rowing the boat, like there's more conversations that's happening to keep you more engaged in the game.
Yeah.
And I think the side missions and stuff feel way more rewarding than anything that you get from any other open world game. Like when the biggest turnoff for me with Assassin's Creed was it just felt like with Valhalla, everything was just so bloated. Everything in that game, from the side missions, the exploration, everything was just so damn tedious and bloated, and none of it felt rewarding. Like I stopped playing, I never finished Valhalla, but I put like 30 hours in that game. I felt like I didn't do a damn thing in that game. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. You didn't.
Like Valhalla did not respect like my time.
Yeah.
That's
we're like God of War. Like I'm like, okay, if I go over here, like there's actually like, new gear that will level up my character or stuff that I can find to help, upgrade my, stuff that I have attached to my, weapons and stuff. And it all feels rewarding to go and look for that stuff.
Yeah.
And then even the side missions, some of them feel like just like big main missions. They feel like they're important in the world, that you're actually like impacting the world in a good way when you do some of them side missions. Like,
and then very important to like the characters that are with you, and your companions and stuff like that as well
and
too.
Then, everything's important. None of it is just filler.
Yeah.
Good point.
What y'all think about the boss fights? How y'all, especially compared to 2018?
Compared to 2018, I had a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah,
there's a lot more variety in the enemies.
Yeah.
By far, like I've not felt like the same fight has been like happening over and over.
I think there were way too many of the not the Draugr, but the crocodile joints. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Druskies.
Yeah, I feel like
when you fought like two of them at once.
Right.
But I feel like there's a couple of those.
Yeah, did that mission with like that side mission with with Freya, and when you go back down, when you get on the boat, it's like them two on there and shit like that. Because I'm playing it on No Mercy, right? And they were fucking. I was like, damn,
you go, boy.
Anybody playing on Give Me God of War? Because that shit, I play 20.
They ain't no trophy tied to difficulty, so I just
I play 20.
I just put it on Give Me Balance.
Me too.
Yeah.
No, give me balance is because I switch it
I'll do that on New Game Plus. When New Game Plus comes, I'll play on the harder difficulty.
I died a couple times. I'm gonna hold you. I died a couple times on.
Same here. Falling like a log. Like, they still didn't change his dying animation. Dude, just fall right over.
You stupid.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like
you want those Last of Us Part 2?
Yeah, but this dude it's just like he hits rigor mortis like immediately, bro. Like,
sometimes sometimes it doesn't happen often, but every now and again, there will be some type of unique death animations that you will see for Kratos, like the Wolvers, like the Wolverine motherfuckers, right? They were in the first game, but if they grab you and if you don't mash fast enough and they take all of your health, they're gonna put their fucking claws right through his back and through his chest and shit like that. So. Yeah. Sometimes there is that, but most of the deaths are just like that. Dong! I hate that noise, bro. Yeah. That noise is so fucking annoying, bro. I hate that the death noise. I hate it so much, man.
I still feel like in Ragnarok, I still feel like there isn't a boss that's as I mean, like that's as grand, like on a grander scale as anything in God of War 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing. I mean,
agree.
God of War 3, like levels were literally boss fights.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think we're at that. Like, I don't think they'll go back to that kind of scale.
What? But that's kind of what made God of War.
Yeah.
God of War.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I just don't think they have like when you look at the level designs of those, like those were just very, very linear.
Right.
You know, and your whole entire set piece was like on a boss, like you were fighting the boss the entire like level and going through them. Where this one's a lot more like I don't know how you would do that with 2018's gameplay. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I thought they were gonna do that when you first met the what's that? The serpent. Yeah, I thought that's what that would be.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I got no beef with God of War Ragnarok at all. So
you be putting out them tweets though, like how do I get?
No, because some of those like all right, so
I'm like they tell you how to do it.
No, they don't actually.
Hold on Weapon Wheel. You said it was kind of mid on Weapon Wheel. What happened?
When I say it was kind of mid,
you was like God of War's decent. You ain't calling mid, but you like
no. I think I was commenting on the visuals. I got over the visuals fairly quick. I thought like because I was like, all right, some points I feel like
Horizon is the best looking game of this year.
Yeah,
visually.
I disagree with. Heavily.
Real quick. Let me take my foot out my mouth because I was one who said God of War Ragnarok looks better than Horizon. I now take that back, and I think Horizon is definitely the better looking game.
Best looking game.
Let me just pour one up for Horizon though. Another year in the grave. You know, yeah, you got the nomination, but you're not gonna win. And I don't get this push from Sony for Horizon. Like Horizon's just
it's a weird obsession.
It's an okay IP, but I thought Zero Dawn was a mid game. Forbidden West definitely improved on Zero Dawn on a lot of fronts, but it's still like I can't put together like 4 to 5 moments in Forbidden West and be like, yo, this was great. Oh my god, like.
Well, we know the times that we are living in right now, so I kind of understand why they're pushing.
I know what you talk about.
Horizon, so.
You got the VR Horizon game, and I'm like, yo, you can take any other like franchise that you have and push it. And they talking about remastering.
Yo, like that,
Zero
like
Dawn. Like what?
Imagine a VR version of like God of War, like old school God of War.
Ghost of Tsushima VR sounds way more fire to me than the Horizon VR. I'm just saying.
Nah, how about a remake of God of War 1?
Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like you would remake each of the controllers your Blaze of Chaos. Like, dude, that right there would be legit.
You said the story is great in Horizon. Well,
no, that shit put me to sleep.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Like, I tried.
Horizon's combat's great. Horizon looks.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of.
But that shit put me to sleep.
Towards the end, I stopped caring a little bit and I started skipping some shit. I ain't gonna lie.
You skipped the dialogue.
Some of them now.
You just tapping X. You were tapping X the entire time.
No, not the entire time. No.
That's because Aloy is a boring character, and I've tried to tell people this from the beginning of time.
I agree.
I agree with you.
She is not a compelling character. She's very monotone, very boring, and she does nothing to help. The characterization. For that game.
She has no depth. That's
sucks.
the issue. She has no depth.
Yeah.
I thought she was the same since the first game.
Yeah, we were talking about the other day. Like we like, she didn't really experience like crazy shit. Like other than like the loss of her father when she was young and shit like that. But other than that, it's like she gotta like go through some shit. Like she gotta like actually go through some shit or whatever. She doesn't really go through a lot of shit.
I don't know. Maybe they need Neil or Corey, to step in on the next game as far as like narrative point, and maybe they can do something with it.
Yoko Taro, baby. Yoko Taro make her story depressing as fuck. Give her personality, man. Yo, in terms of like, cause you're talking about like, can't really say nothing about Ragnarok. Yeah, of course you can. Like, listen. Xbox don't got nothing touching Ragnarok, bro. They don't got nothing at all coming soon that's touching Ragnarok.
Starfield, baby.
Shit.
That ain't coming till like next
All out
November.
of
That game is gonna be a buggy fucking mess.
I can't really say anything about that.
You're gonna drop that game. I know you are.
I think I'll put more in Starfield than I would in Pentiment.
Yeah, for sure. But then you're gonna drop it. You're not beating Starfield.
I guarantee you, I'll probably. Chances are, I would probably beat Starfield.
Yeah, because you're gonna force yourself to, not because you.
No, I've tried forcing myself to beat games.
He's not gonna force himself to beat the game. He's gonna drop the game.
I've tried forcing myself through Horizon. Couldn't do it. Like to this day, I got like after I finished God of War, because I was like, you know what I mean, like why not? Like, 'cause at some point I got to play a bunch of games to like up my count and games beat this year, and I got a lot of quality games that I do have that I just haven't gotten to finish, and I wanted to beat Horizon. So I beat the Zero Dawn. I enjoyed Zero Dawn, believe it or not. I actually liked the game. I didn't care for Aloy like that. Yeah, but the game itself, I was like in that. But then again, you know, the newness of it, it was like very
new IP, but
yeah. But like when it came to Forbidden West, it was like, oh, okay, all right. Oh, the snake was cool. Well, like, but all her Forbidden West had to do was get me to a down part, a boring part, and that's exactly what happened. And I couldn't pick the game back up. Like right now, I'm inside some freaking some dungeon full of water. And I just literally like I just want to get out of here. It's like I want to just skip this area and just get out of here, because I was like, it's bad enough the game is boring, and then you put a boring part to the boring game. Like I can make some fun out of a boring game if it has action, but when you take the action away and you're stuck in this dungeon full of water and you gotta read like what's those things they call where you have those audio files and shit like that. Like I was like, yeah. And that was the day, like I was playing and I freaking fell asleep, woke up 2 hours later with a neck cramp because I fell asleep in my gaming chair.
You don't got neck
how you gonna feel in Starfield when you're exploring empty planets with nothing to do and you're just mining resources and shit like that, and there's like no action in between? How you gonna feel that way?
I'll say this to this day. Their whole all thousands and thousands of planets explored is the biggest turnoff for me at all.
Well, hold up. I think they're going to do the Mass Effect route where you don't actually go to the planet. You just mine the resources and things like that. If you ever play,
no, they're saying that you can.
There's flying mechanics. You can fly.
Oh, you can explore. Oh, damn. Okay.
No, that's what they're trying to. They're trying to make like
No Man's Sky,
the ultimate space game. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like flying, exploring planets and shit like that. One of them was like 100 generally. Like a lot of those planets are just gonna be just resource farming, and that's it. And there's probably not a lot of interesting things going on aside from a select few that they're gonna curate.
Yeah, procedurally generated random shit, and it's not gonna be fun. I'm sorry.
You never know. Well,
Well, I don't think that's the issue. I'm not visiting 1,000 planets. It's just not happening. But I don't mind them having a curated list of planets that's obviously going to be required for the main mission, and then you have these other extra planets you can go for grinding and leveling up. It's not a big deal because it's just optional, and I think that's what's going to add life to the game. You know what I mean?
Bone Sleep brought up a great comment. He said, if you played Skyrim, Fallout, you loved it, you're gonna love Starfield. Well, Smooth didn't love those games, so he's not gonna love Starfield.
Exactly.
There you go.
Smooth. I don't agree because I loved Skyrim and Fallout, and I just thought Starfield is just not looking that hot for me.
Honestly, Smooth, you should be more excited for Outer Worlds 2 than Starfield.
But I am. But the problem here's the difference. Starfield is actually coming a lot sooner than Outer Worlds 2. Like I know, I have some sort of a glimpse of Starfield. I don't have. I know what I can obviously imagine what Outer Worlds 2 going to be, but yeah, when it comes to that time to actually start caring about the game, when it starts to become some sort of a tangible item, then you don't hear me talk about Starfield like that. But you will hear me talk about Outer Worlds 2. But the thing is, I can't talk about it because it's just a freaking name right now. Yeah.
For that game though, I love the first one.
Yeah, I was so excited about that. Like when I played that game, I was like, you know what? This game, maybe because I played this, maybe I can actually get through a Fallout. But because
how'd that go for you?
Yeah, it didn't go too well. I mean, I think if I decide to like, but the thing is, I think about Outer Worlds. It's not a large game, right? I feel like it's just the right size of a game. It won't have too many damn mechanics you have to like think about, or too many like sub mechanics that you need to maintain and stuff like that. And the thing is, like, I don't want to learn how to deal with vaults and Fallout. You know what I mean? So stuff like that.
What do you mean learn to deal with vaults? What?
Yeah, the little vault. What's that shit he wears on his arm? Pit Boy.
The Pit Boy?
Yeah, Pit Boy or something like that. Yeah.
It's just your menu.
That's a complicated looking ass menu.
What do you mean?
Well, no, it's also used the VAT system.
The VATs. Yeah,
it's just you just slow down time and pick what area you want to focus on the fire on. What?
With the highest percentage, and then you watch his little.
You just look at the number, whatever the highest percentage is.
My thing is, why is it that an auto kill?
You shooting it in the head. It says
you could get an auto kill though,
and then you fucking miss.
If you have like crit, a higher crit level. If you have a higher crit level and you're like aiming at their head and you got a good percentage to hit it, you could get a one-hit kill. What do you mean, Smooth? What?
And that's it. You can, but why is it like a percentage? If you're gonna allow me to slow down time, point it at the thing's head, that should be an automatic. I don't care who I'm fighting against.
What?
All right, I'll show you what I recently played Fallout, and I feel like I had to do that slow down time kill and go and aim for the head 3 times.
Yeah, but that's not saying that you're gonna hit them in the head every single time.
Oh, so he's gonna miss.
Yeah, it depends on whatever percentage you're looking at. If you're at like a 50-some or 40-some% chance, you're gonna probably miss some of your shots. What? You're not gonna hit every single one.
I mean, that's why I like Outer Worlds, because sometimes, I mean, when things get bad, I play like a first-person shooter.
Oh my god! This is the same guy that upgraded his PC to Windows 11 by accident. Like, come on, man! You think he's gonna read these menus?
All right.
I can't.
Evil West comes out next week, November 22nd. No, that's a couple days. November 22nd. I think that's a Tuesday.
The same day that Gungrave
come out, which Gungrave is on Game Pass, so that's.
I'll play Gungrave before I play Evil West.
All right. What? Hey, all right. So they released the performance targets for Evil West on consoles and PC. Mm-hmm. So PS5 and Xbox Series X have the option of either 4K 30 or 1080p 60.
1080p?
Yeah. And the Xbox Series S has only one option. 1080p 30, which ironically, which is the same option as the Xbox One S, which is 1080p 30, and the One X is 4K 30, no performance mode. And the PC specs has been revealed, and those are like the PC specs come out, and you kind of got to ask yourself, well, why is it only 1080p 60 on the Series X and PS5 in the performance mode if this is only what's required to get 60 on like the PC? And then so the developers, which is what do they call
60 at what setting other than the resolution? At what setting? Medium, high settings? That you also got to look at that too.
Yeah. 1080p. Hold on, let me get the thing.
Well, it may be 1080 60 on PS5 and
yeah, but like a low end PC can get 1080p 60 at like its max settings. So that's the thing. Like Evil West.
That's crazy.
PC specs.
Man, bro, they're really out here disrespecting the potato. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
the developers did say that the Series S did not help.
Yeah, which I like.
Came out and said that.
They came out and said it, but the thing is, and he said, there's no requirement for us to make the Series S version look exactly like the Series X version. My thing is, bro, you could at least make it look different from the One S version. Like, I don't wonder.
That's just them not wanting to do anything different. That's all it is.
All right, so
that's why it wasn't a hassle, because it literally they just did the Xbox One version on it. That's it.
What the hell is this game doing that's only running at 1080p on the PS5 and Series X? Like, come on. Who the fuck are these guys? There's no fucking way you're telling me a Series X and PS5 is running this game at 1080p.
Yeah. They made Shadow Warrior 3, and what was the issue with that game? That game was 1080p 60 on the PS5.
Yep. Bad devs, man. They're bad devs. I don't want to hear it. They're bad devs. This game?
Flying
Wild. When you look at a game like God of War can hit, you know.
You got way more technical looking games doing more stuff than this shit.
Yeah,
all right.
That's a damn shame.
All right, guys. All right, check this out. All right, so Evil West recommended system requirements to get 1080p in epic settings. 1080p 60 epic settings is a i5 1055 or a 10. Damn, how you read this?
Some 10th gen piece of shit potato CPU.
Or AMD Ryzen 5 1600, 16 gigs of RAM, a GeForce GTX 1060 or a Radeon RX 590.
Oh wow, 1060. Wow. Oh my god.
So that's what's needed to get 1080p max settings on the PC. And they said for their processors, at least with 3.2 gigahertz, which those are both below what the Series X and PS5 is clocked at. How ironic!
So, like, what are we doing? We have GPUs in both these consoles that's lapping a 1060. Oh my god, a 1060 is so fucking demanding on PC. Yo, look, these devs weren't optimizing this game for consoles whatsoever. They're lazy. They need to get called out on the shit. People shouldn't buy this game.
Don't say that.
No, don't buy the game. Don't buy the game. That's it.
Hey, you see what happened with Gotham Knights? Gotham Knights literally lost sales because it wasn't 60 FPS.
That's what I'm saying. But then you got this game at 1080p on new hardware. Like, there's no excuse. All right, you talk about Series S. All right, but what about running the game at a higher resolution on the system that can't handle it?
You know, yeah. You know,
it's not at least 1440p at the very least. 1440p.
At least on the Series X, right? That's the beast, right?
You can't even get it at 1440p. You got FSR 2.1 and all this other shit hitting Xbox and PlayStation 5 now. Come on, bro. Ain't no way. There's no excuse.
That's crazy.
None.
With all that said, though, I'm still buying it.
I mean, I really do wish it was on Game Pass. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a straight to Game Pass game right there for sure.
But thing is, all right. So, all right. You know how we all want 60 FPS. We think that obviously should be the standard, and they been doing a good job for like the first year, and then this year they started sneaking in these 30 FPS.
Because the first year is about the cross and that sort of say is gonna get some of the not all of them, right? Not all of them, but some of the really bigger AAA games, right? Like your Gotham Knights or whatever. We're gonna start seeing more 30 FPS only games on these consoles.
So the Xbox One X is essentially a next generation console for Evil West because the Xbox One X, Series X, and PS5 standard mode is 4K 30 for Evil West.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
At what setting though? Like how better is the image quality and all this stuff? Like it's not just as simple as the resolution is the same and therefore it's the same. What's more graphically impressive about the PS5?
Well, that's what I really want to really see because I want to see how the Series S version stacks up against the One S version since they're targeting the same frame rate and the same resolution.
Oh no, man! Evil trash.
But the game, I ain't gonna lie though, I've been hyped about the game. The game looks
decent.
Good, man. It looks decent. You know what I mean? But the thing is, Dre, I gotta ask you because now 60 FPS is 1080p too low of a resolution.
It is. You know, there's no beating around the bush with that. It is. At least 1440p.
Yeah.
Should be the standard at least, but.
But what about when it's upscale?
What about dynamic resolution? Everybody.
Or that. Yeah, true that.
Dynamic resolution, something. Yeah. There's not even dynamic resolution. No FSR, none of that temporal. All this upscaling bullshit they have in these fucking engines, and they can't. 1080p. That's it.
Right.
Nah, bro, that's a scam.
Because I think God of War is 1800p 60, and it looks way better than.
Come on, bro.
Even
Even
West.
remember Horizon, they fixed their performance mode. Look at that. It
Yeah.
looks beautiful.
So yeah, 1080p. That does suck. I ain't gonna hold you on that. But I mean, can you? I mean, we can complain, but getting 60 frames. I mean, that's like that's been the real big thing for me. As long as I get 60 frames, right?
I mean, as long as I get a bird.
I don't know, man. 'Cause, like, Guardians of the Galaxy ran, I think it was 1080p 60 on PS5. That shit still looked amazing.
It looked beautiful. It did.
That's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes it's like it's also it's like more to it than just the resolution. Like the graphics and when the upscale, when your PlayStation upscales to your TV, your 4K TV, your TV is still putting out the 4K image. It's just that internal resolution of the game is 1080p and stuff like that. So to me, I don't know. I see some of these 1080p games and like the modern ones, not the ones from like 10 years ago or whatever, but the modern ones, and they still push a lot of good graphical fidelity and stuff like that. And they still look good, but yeah, I don't know.
No, you can call me a visual whore, a graphics whore. I ain't playing no 1080p game. I'm sorry. That's just me. I like image quality.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with.
Well, you can play the 4K 30 then.
Image quality and performance, I got all right, you know what I mean. Talking about, old man. I ain't paying at 30, but I'm definitely not paying at 1080p. Right? That's at least 1440p. Like, come on, bro. You can't even get us 2K resolution. That's a damn shame.
I might as well play on my PC too then. Fuck, I think I got a good enough PC to run that shit.
Talking about the PC specs isn't that demanding.
I don't even know what this game looks like. I've been hearing about it. I haven't even looked at it.
When you see that game, you're gonna be like, there's no way this game is only running that 1080p 60 on a PS5 and Series X.
I mean, it's not a bad looking game. It looks okay. It don't look terrible.
It doesn't look terrible, but it's not like, oh my god, this is definitely pushing my.
It's not pushing.
It's putting my PS5 on its knees.
Right. But it don't look terrible though.
I don't know. I guess it doesn't really bother me as much because I also do play on the Switch.
It's like probably had a AA budget. It looks like a AA game.
Oh, it's that flying hog. They don't do like huge big budget titles. They just do small stuff.
Yeah, they need to do some more stuff with the optimization. That's what they definitely.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I just think that the fact that they're supporting all these platforms, right? I just don't understand. I'm not mad that there's a 30 FPS option, but you should be able to get higher than 1080p at 60, especially with all the upscaling techniques that's out there these days. I'm not exactly sure where the bottleneck is. Maybe it's
bottleneck is that developer. The developer is the bottleneck. They're not optimizing their game, and it's most likely because of the budget. Like, they don't have the manpower to actually put the time into optimizing the game properly for these systems.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something they need to work on in the future. Definitely work on that, because that's an issue. Nobody bought these consoles with 4K 120 8K on the box just to play the game at 1080p. Fuck that.
And then the thing that gets me upset is when you buy the game, right, and then they down the road they patch it to make it run higher and look better. That kind of gets on my nerves when they.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because it's all right, then I probably need to wait then. Either the game needs to be delayed or I can delay my purchase.
Think about it. You got people buying all these 4K monitors and LG OLED, Samsung OLED. We ain't buy these expensive ass displays to play a game at 1080p. I'm sorry.
You're right. Because these consoles are strong enough to do well above 1080p. And the thing is, the thing that hurts some of these developers that there's enough games that come out that are able to be 1440p 120 or or 4K 60 or 1800p 60, some shit like that.
Ragnarok.
And it's all right, and especially with cross-gen games is where it should get the most out of those things, right? So the fact that
it's a cross-gen game. What?
And it's a cross-gen game.
Yeah, it's a cross-gen games on 7 platforms though. It's not like God of War was just only like just 2 platforms, and they made sure the PS4 version
We have
was the best one.
games doing way better in terms of their performance mode than this evil trash. Fuck Evil West, evil trash. Come on, man. Do better. Demand better from these devs.
Bro, I don't know what the budget is. I don't know how big they are.
This game is what? Logan, is this like a $50 game or a $60 game?
It's 60.
Oh, they want. So they want. Okay. They want the Okay.
So like Dre's philosophy, $60 gets you 60 frames.
That's right.
Jay, did you get Gotham Knights?
No. Absolutely. But I want to though. It's on sale.
He's on sale for
$30 for 30 frames. That's it. We paying $1 per frame.
Yeah, I was telling them I'll get it when it's like $30. You know, you want me to play at 30 frames? I'll pay $30 and call it a day.
Yeah, that's
hopefully.
You're paying $1.50 for half a frame.
Yeah, I'm hoping they patch it with I don't. You know, at that point, 1080p 60, I would be cool with that. You know, for like Gotham Knights or whatever in a Plague's Tale or whatever. But yeah, I hope they patch it.
Yeah, the game was to fix that 4K 30.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're
more dynamic resolution. Like, yeah, I don't get why devs aren't doing. I mean, they are, but that's like the thing now, right? It's like native. It's not really what's in for these consoles, so dynamic is cool with me, I guess.
A good dynamic.
Dynamic and upscaling and the check. Yeah, there's definitely other things that they can do to make the image quality. Well, you know, at least appear to be a little bit higher, even though, yeah.
As far as 60 frames goes, I understand native for 30, but as far as 60 frames goes, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think
as I've been saying, it's time for these mid-gen consoles to drop.
Man, like that.
Nah, it's time. No. It is time.
It's time for you to get a new graphics card. That's what it's time for you to do.
These mid-gen consoles need to come on like next year. Like seriously.
You will buy one?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know, because I would feel like being kind of bamboozled, bro.
Why?
Because it's like I understand. Yeah, these consoles. Yeah, they just came out.
They just stay on the PS4.
Yeah, because nothing changed. Yeah, how the hell are you telling me if the next
played all these games on the PS4?
No, I don't think that, I think it's too soon, and I thought the leap for the from a technological. Damn, I can't say technological standpoint. Technological. I was missing a no, right? Technological standpoint.
We're gonna see next year with these, because we have big next gen exclusives coming out next year for both consoles, right? There's like Redfall and Starfield, right? But then on PlayStation you have Forspoken. We're gonna see how that's running. There's a 60 FPS. I think they said there might be, but we'll see if there's a 60 FPS for the and see how that runs. The same thing with Final Fantasy 16. The same thing with Spider-Man 2. Those are all next gen only games. It's like next year is when we're gonna start getting the real big ones that are like designed for these next generation consoles from the ground up. And then, you know, we see from third party developers and stuff like that. But like I said before, it's like sometimes it's better when they just focus on like one platform or the least amount of platforms. And we'll see, you know, like with the top talented teams. It was like, and Insomniac got Ratchet and Clank at 60, but then again, Ratchet and Clank is in a full open world that's probably not going to have the amount of density and details and AI and shit like that that's going to be in like Manhattan, New York, and other places in New York and shit like that. So we'll see. We'll see. Like next year is really going to be like, okay, we're going to see what the trajectory is in terms of performance for the big AAA games that are built for the ground up for next generation from like, you know, the big devs, the real talented ones.
Yeah, I think it's time for these mid-gen refreshers. The fact that it's not like we're not getting next-gen only games at 30 frames. Like
if you have a developer that's not even optimizing the game for these systems that we have right now, mid-gen refreshers isn't going to mean shit. They're just shitty at optimizing games. I really don't think so. If you cannot optimize your game to run efficiently on the PS5 and Xbox Series X, which has eliminated a lot of bottlenecks from what were the issues previous generations, then I don't think a mid-gen refresh is gonna help other than just brute forcing. That's it.
What if these consoles just aren't capable? You know,
They are more than
just aren't
capable. We haven't had a
do
game
what
that's
they
pushed it.
want to do and hit 60 frames.
What
Like,
game?
if-
What game has really pushed these systems to say, hey, like, in terms of design, performance, and stuff like that, this is what we can get.
From what Digital Foundry and a Plague's Tale is one of those games that's pushing the like visual fidelity and image quality and all that. Some call it the best looking game right now, right? That's out right now. It's 30 frames and it struggles to even maintain the 30 frames. So maybe these consoles just aren't what we.
My question is, Dre, you saying bring out the mid-gen consoles. Like, what do you want these mid-gen consoles to do? What do you want the PS5 Pro and the Xbox Series X2 or the Series Y to do? Like in that
for 60 frames to be the standard. You know what I mean? Like,
but let me ask you, Dre, how are you gonna feel? Like, say something like Final Fantasy 16 comes out next year and it has a 60 FPS option, it's PS5 only, and it looks better than the Plague's Tale. Are you still gonna say, damn, we still need the mid-gen? What if it's just like it's different devs with different engines, and sometimes different engines may not get the all this? It's like a lot of different nuances and different circumstances for each development team and each game that they make. It's not, it doesn't like. I don't think we should do.
I get what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
Dev talent is definitely a thing.
Right. All dev teams aren't, the same. I understand that. I do understand that. But I don't know. It's just, it's like when we moved to this gen, 60 frames should have been a standard, right?
Yeah.
You had people like Aaron Greenberg with that infamous tweet saying 60 frames was going to be the standard, right? Well, on their platform, and so, that hasn't upheld, you know what I mean? And so
for the most part, it has. The majority of games
have the majority of games have been 60 FPS.
Majority of the games are cross-gen, though. Majority of the games are cross-gen. Like,
no, but here's the thing, Jay, but even like the stuff that has been on, like, even from the Sony first party, like just the very few, like Ratchet and Clank, Returnal, Demon Souls.
Returnal is 1080p 60. I get what you're saying,
but look at Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank has ray tracing that looks way better than Returnal, and it has higher resolution at 60 FPS.
Look at Horizon.
How Horizon isn't as talented as developer, and they were smaller, and Returnal was a lesser of a budget than Ratchet and Clank is. But you have like shit like Demon Souls. That's what I'm saying. I think next year, like the Gotham Knights devs, they aren't as talented as what's the other one? Rocksteady, right? And Rocksteady's game is coming out next year.
Suicide Squad.
The Plague's Tales devs, are still a small indie dev. Like they don't have, the highest budget to even continue to work on a game to see if they can probably get a 60 FPS mode or whatever. Or maybe they could. I don't know. But that's what I say. Next year is when we're getting like the big games. Like we're getting a big game, a big open world game from Insomniac. We're getting the best of what Square Enix has to deliver next gen in terms of, and they usually deliver good looking games, and stuff like that. So I think next year is going to be like the ones that we'll really see is like, okay, what these consoles can really can truly do. And then from there, if it's still like if all these games coming out in 30 only, or you can only hit like 1080p 60 or 900p 60 or whatever or some shit like that, then it's like, all right, then that's what it is. But I think we still gotta wait just a little bit more.
I say if Spider-Man 2, because that looks like the next big one from PlayStation, right? If Spider-Man 2 has performance modes, we need mid-gen consoles.
Wait a minute, if it needs the performance mode, like let's say
if it has performance modes, like if it has 4K 30, what was it, the 1800 piece, whatever, 60. If it has a performance mode, a fidelity mode, we need mid-gen consoles.
Because it has a mode?
Yeah, because the standard is still 30 frames.
No, the standard is what you choose it. You can either be 30 frames or 60 FPS.
For them to get everything that they want people to see in their games, it's hitting 30 frames. Like, if that was the case, then we shouldn't have these. We shouldn't have these modes. Then,
So then,
Like-
with your proposed idea, drop a mid-gen refresh, charge everyone $650, and that's it. Call it in.
nah, it wouldn't be no $650
Call
because
it in.
these hopefully
you know right now with
Yeah, think about it. PSVR 2 is $550. I mean, how much would a PS5 Pro be?
Come on,
That's
bro.
crazy. That is.
That's gonna
But
be 600, $650 right there for a PS5 Pro. They're gonna
That
keep
real-
the PS5 at the same price. All right,
You know-
Dre, you gonna get what you want.
You know that
But Jay-
slim, that PS5 Slim rumor is supposedly happening next year, right? So that's going to cut costs. I don't think a Slim would be.
Oh, all they've been saying is, oh, we cut the cost, we add these new components, but they still charging people more money overseas.
Well, I mean, don't they have to at this? Because the economy is kind of messed up right now. So like, don't they kind of have to?
They can say they have to, but the cost of making the PS5 in their minds is cheaper because they're going with cheaper components, but they're still charging more money. What does that tell you?
I mean,
Yeah, but every company is about to do that. Like even Microsoft says, like with their they're thinking about doing that. Nintendo even hinted at that as well. So
yeah, PS5s weren't selling for a loss, but now it is apparently magically it's selling for a loss.
Is it?
Like this, ask Sony. They're inconsistent with their messaging. Apparently, they find cheaper ways to make PS5s. The PS5 wasn't selling for a loss; it was selling for a profit. But they have to increase They have to increase the cost of it to maintain profits. So what does that tell you?
And what happened with the MetaQuest? Why they raised that up $100?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It's like why are all these tech companies and some of them haven't yet, but they've talked about
It's to keep profit margins high.
Because of what?
Inflation.
That's why they're doing it. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Hold on, but that's what I'm saying. Isn't that a direct, thing because of the economy? Because of the economy, they gotta.
Oh, yes. But my thing is,
raise these prices.
Do not think that a PS5 Slim is going to help anything out. They're going to charge the same amount of money as they would before.
I don't think so.
PS5,
I don't think they would charge
Pro,
$500 for a Slim.
A PS5 Pro would be $600 or more.
You think?
It really depends at that point. Is like what's going on with like the yen and the inflation. I don't know.
Everyone's increasing prices right now. Everyone, literally,
everyone's increasing prices and employees. It's $550, and Sony's never did a $50.
That VR2 price is crazy. I understand it, but it's still one of the cheapest VR sets, though, right?
It's definitely one of the cheaper ones out there for sure. For the features that you get,
right,
it's very innovative. Right. It's very innovative for what it's doing. So obviously, a lot of R&D went into that too.
Yeah, it looks crazy, like just looking at that price tag, but then you got to think about then like all the things that they have within this VR2.
It's bad. It looks bad optically, but in terms of what you're getting, is technically not overpriced.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't put PC support on that shit though.
But damn, I was really hoping it was going to be like 400. I would have copped it. It was like 400.
Oh, so I take it you're not copping it, Dre? At least not day one.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. 550. Ooh, hell no. and I feel bad for people who need a PS5. You know what I mean? Like you about to spend.
Like, damn, I can't buy the VR. I gotta buy the PS5. I gotta buy a headset. PS Plus. And
the games are $30 though, right? I guess that's a positive. I think they're like $30.
Yeah, they're not expensive. I don't think so. Yeah. Not those VR games that's coming out on that system, but still, like
I know that's crazy. I was like,
hey, it's still cheaper than buying a new graphics card. So hey,
that's true. I think it's gonna be dope though. I think people are gonna like it. Like,
those 4080s. I've seen a lot of like pictures of Micro Center. They just sitting on shelves. Ain't nobody buying that.
4080. I'm waiting for the 4070s. That's what I want.
Like, wait, nobody buying it? I thought they modified the 4080.
They sold out online, but in stores they just sitting.
How much are they going for?
They start at $1199, $1,200 MSRP. Then it goes up based on the partner models.
And And what's the 4090 going for?
4090 is $1599 starting price, and it goes up from there.
So is I don't know. I'm asking. Is that
Performance is definitely like impressive gen over gen. You know,
so
it's
is that a
great
good price
performance.
though? Is that a good price?
I mean, if somebody sees value in it, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind buying the 4090, but I don't have the use case for it right now.
No. I'm sorry. The 4080 is that?
The 4080?
Mhm.
Ah, man, I wouldn't buy it for that price. I'm sorry.
Wait. How much is the 4080?
4080 starts at 1200 and then it goes up.
Ooh.
Damn. So that means like
I would just spend the extra money on the 4090 personally. That's just me.
So that means like the 4070 might be what, $899 or something like that?
Yeah, and that
$799?
Yeah, and that card is usually like around like $500.
Yeah. It's a console. That's a console price.
Nvidia is like they going for it this generation in terms of like pricing. They going crazy.
So I might as well just get like a 3070 Ti or something.
Yeah, or 3080 for cheap. You could get those cards for cheap now.
Man, I had my eyes on that 4070, but that's okay.
Damn, like I thought shit. I'm gonna try to see how much can someone get a 3090 for?
If you go on eBay, you can get it for like 600 or less.
Oh wow.
30. Oh, you said 3090.
Yeah.
3090s. You can.
Oh,
you
okay.
can get
Okay.
those
I thought you said
steal
4090, and I was like,
Newegg.
where?
You can get
I thought you
those
said
for steal on
4090.
Newegg, bro.
Imagine a 4090 at
You
600.
just gotta make
That shit
sure
would go
you
crazy.
you get it from the right seller. You know, look at their reviews and everything like that. You can find something like around 700 as well, depending on who's selling it. But it's not bad. Like pricing for used 3090s are actually really good right now.
How much is a 4080?
4080, that's 1200.
Just damn. Well, okay. And what's the word on the 4070? When they're coming out with that one?
No time soon. It's probably next year.
Didn't they cancel a version of the 4080 and turn that into a 4070? Like, what?
Yeah, it was the 12 gig 4080. Everyone looked at it and said this makes no sense at the fact that this is an 80 class card because of the specs. So they canceled it and they're gonna rebrand it as a 70, which they should have done from the beginning. But hey.
Yeah, they just trying to rip people off.
Smooth, might as well just get like a 4.
AMD out here dropping heat. RDNA 3, baby.
Might as well just get a 4070 or something, because you're gonna have DLS 3.0, so this shit's gonna.
Which I don't understand why that's an exclusive to a card or exclusive to any type of hardware. That doesn't make any sense.
Because they want you to buy the hardware and
buy it.
They want you to buy it. That's why because
and then watch, they're gonna unlock it. They're gonna unlock it like down the line.
If that feature, like, say they allow it for like the 30 series and the 20 series,
you wouldn't need the 46.
Yeah, exactly. People won't upgrade. That's why they do it.
Lock the feature behind it. It's crazy, bro.
Because then some modders or some shit like that found a way to make it run on a 30 series card or some shit.
There's ways to silo a lot of that shit. And one, like, I don't understand it, dude. Well, I do understand it. Obviously, it's for money, but they're losing a lot of that brand loyalty because of like a lot of their practices now. Prices, locking features behind particular generations and stuff. And these things are just sitting, so they're not hard to get. So whoever wants a new card can buy it. You want to spend the money. Oh yeah, Blessed Red. Since you're in the chat, there's no excuse for you now. LG just announced a 1440p, 240 hertz monitor with an OLED display.
Did they?
So yeah.
When's it coming out?
There's no date on it, but they announced it.
What's the screen size?
It's $1,000. It's a 27-inch OLED display, 1440p.
Oh hell no.
He said.
Hell no.
Yeah, so Bless was talking about I'm not
just
getting I'm not
OLED
upgrading
TV, dog.
He said I'm not upgrading to 4K. I'm waiting for 1440p OLED. Well, there you go, buddy. That's your monitor for your brand new shiny 4090.
I mean, I would say, bro.
Yeah, that's what I said. This motherfucker with 4090 is still gaming for 1440p. Once you be going all 4K and shit,
he doesn't want to go 4K. I mean, but he has look. It's OLED. It's 240 hertz. That's his display right there. There he goes. He could play Cyberpunk at 1440p ray tracing, all that shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
But hold on, but can't you do that? you could do the same thing in 4K though.
At 4K,
In
yeah,
a better
at a high
resolution.
frame rate, yeah. But he loves 1440p.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget that Witcher 3 patch is coming out next
Oh
month.
yeah, that's this year, right? Or it's in December.
Yeah, the 14th.
Yep.
So,
Maybe I might finally beat the game. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't beat the game.
Yeah, I've
yet?
never beaten The Witcher.
What? I mean, it's actually a good patch from what they've shown or like the details of it. So
Yeah, I didn't see what it looks like.
Worth playing.
Oh, I haven't seen it either. I was about to ask like how significant is it, but
They got screenshots.
Some people in, like the Weapon Wheel Discord was like, "Yo, like this is actually like a really good patch."
you shared in the chat or the DMs or something.
Let me. I think I can pull it up.
Yeah, put that in the Discord. I need to see that. I love that game.
I wonder if they're going to be using FSR since they just implemented it in Cyberpunk and whatnot. Probably don't need it since, but
Yo, Smooth, have you played Cyberpunk?
not since not since 2020. Yeah.
The FSR update is actually really good.
Yeah, I think you should give it a go, man. It's a good game. I know it had its issues, but I liked it a lot, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. I haven't played it yet because I was waiting for a bunch of the updates, and I definitely want to play it now. I definitely, I definitely want to give it a go. I hear good things from it. I was contemplating whether I should wait until the big expansion that's coming out, like right before that, because they may do another big update as well too. That so. I don't know. What do you guys think? So I just wait till the expansion comes out, then get into
play it now because they added FSR. Image quality is there. Obviously, the bugs are fixed. Performance is good. So play it now, and then whenever the DLC comes out, you can circle back to it. It's a long game too, so like you're gonna enjoy it.
It's straightforward though. Like it's not a complicated RPG.
It's tough to beat it though.
Yeah, it's like very straightforward.
What do you mean straightforward?
There's nothing confusing about like crafting or putting mods on your character. There's nothing confusing like that. Like it's just straightforward. It's because like they don't have that, like the game doesn't have like it's like everything's a mission. Like even the side content is a mission. Like they don't have like side activities or things like that. So it's like it's very much a point A to point B type of game, even though it's an open world game. It's very much point A to point B. Like it's nothing convoluted, nothing complicated. It's just a straightforward RPG, pretty much.
Nice.
So better than Bethesda. Great. All right.
So we say straightforward, like I have a shot of actually beating it.
Absolutely.
you have
Absolutely.
you have way more of a chance to enjoy and beat Cyberpunk than Starfield.
All right, that's good to know. Good to know. But I just want to know if it's like playable. Like I mean, like how some games like a core gets into it, but like I just want to know if like, all right, can I actually beat it, bro?
Like it has like if you're like level 10 or whatever, the missions are based like high, moderate, and your level. So like you won't choose a mission if it's too high. It'll tell you that you probably get fucked up. It's your level is not high enough for it. So it's like super straightforward.
So you already beat the game. Did you get the platinum on it?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's absolute.
How long did it take you to platinum it?
I think like 30 something hours.
30 hours to platinum it?
I gotta something like that. I had to look on my place. It was like it was like 30, 40 hours. Like it's like God of War. What like when the review said it takes 70 hours to do everything in the game. Like no, it doesn't. Nah, it's
well, you platinum it, but did you do like every single thing?
Yeah, I got 100%. I completed all the realms 100%.
Okay.
That's why I was saying like.
You got 100% all the realms to get the platinum?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just did that for free?
Yeah.
Shit.
Because the armors in the game are so like the game is like a builds type RPG-ish type thing, like certain builds for certain things, right? And so
Yeah, I'm
like,
surprised they don't call this an RPG, bro,
Yeah.
because it has a lot of RPG mechanics to it.
So like one of the tougher bosses, like I needed a certain armor set, like it was more of a defensive armor set to beat that boss. So, I just went ahead and got all the armor sets and stuff like that. So
Okay. Oh, I wonder, I'm gonna try to get like, all right, so what are we, November 19th? We got until, how many podcasts we got until the,
So I take it you're not gonna beat Persona 5, right, Smooth? No, you're not.
I
No, you're
can't
not.
say that I won't because I don't know. I don't have enough hours in. I only I beat 2 palaces and I beat 2 palaces and I got like 25 hours and I'm a level like 21. I'm not exactly sure. I should be able to beat it before the end of the year though. I should. It's just that it's just hard. Not the game. It's just the want to play. Like the sessions I was having in that game, I would literally have like I have to dedicate, like when I play, so next time I play Persona 5, I have to literally probably do like a pretty much dedicate a week into it to get like another significant chunk done. But now you got God of War, which damn near requires the same. Obviously, Persona needs more time, but
God of War still a big game.
Yeah, so it's
because I remember you were complaining. It's like it's too long on Twitter.
Yeah. I still think it's too long. They could have shaved another 10 hours off of it, bro.
Hey, yo, pause.
You haven't even beat it. Like
I know.
How do you know
because they tell me how Dre said he did it.
But when you say they could have shaved 10 hours off, usually when people say that is because there were certain parts where like the game dragged on for too long.
No, I'm saying that they should shave it 10 hours off. That means if they shave 10 hours, that means I'm closer to beating it than not. But since it's
because I was saying there's really no parts in God of War where I feel like actually no there is. I think that the Amber Goda section kind of took on a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
That one did drag on just a little bit, but
when I thought that part was gonna be done, they dragged like another like 30 minutes. So I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Can we just like be done with it? But yeah, I'm about to get ready to dip out.
We about to I gotta go to shopping as well. So we get to close out the podcast.
So, yo, Chris,
one question, hold on, real quick. Are y'all getting Callisto Protocol?
Yeah.
Day one.
Okay. All right.
Day one for sure. But
yeah,
I'll
getting Crisis Core.
Nice talking to y'all.
Yeah, I'm getting Crisis Core too, Chris.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting in December. I just picked up 2. I picked up the Bayonetta 3, then Ragnarok, then Pokemon. But I didn't pay full price for Pokemon. I wouldn't pay full price for that shit.
Really? Oh, that's the game that's having all the performance issues.
Yeah, I played 2 hours of it yesterday. And yeah, this shit's ass, bro. In terms of like the performance and the visual presentations, the frame rates are dropping. It's not just like the FPS drops, right? Because it's like, you get the games that have FPS drops or whatever, and then a lot of people usually just overlook that shit, right? But it's not just the like FPS drops, right? Which is like the FPS plus the frame pacing, but yo, the NPCs like in the background and shit like that, like not even in the background, yo, you be like 6 feet in front of them, and they're moving like how like in some open world games it's like the longer like the draw distance and the longer you see like a model that's far away, it has like low frames that it is animating because it's far away. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing like the little like jittery motions and shit like that. It's like that, but when it's like 6 feet in front of you, when you get to the 5th foot, it smooths out. But like you know what I mean? So it's like running like that. Then there's moments where like the shit stutters and shit like that. It's like I don't know. It's a like underneath it, like it's Pokemon, right? So it still has like that fun, addictive loop to it, but it's like no excuse for like Game Freak and the Pokemon company that's like, yo, this is 150. I think they just the way they release Pokemon is like it releases all in the holidays with the merchandising and the TV shows and shit like that. It's like all synergized into one thing, and so they're stubborn and they don't like allow more time for like this game needed more time and shit like that. The good news is like there are some developers that chimed in and they say that the issues can be fixed via the patch. It's not necessarily the Switch's fault, although the Switch is a weak, outdated hardware and shit like that. But we've seen games this year alone look and run significantly fucking better, like significantly better. Like Xenoblade 3, you look at the comparisons, right? And I actually share that so y'all can see it. It looks and runs way better, right? It doesn't run perfect. It has FPS drops or whatever. Pokemon Arceus, which came out it came out this year in January, runs better than Scarlet and Violet, and it looks better. So people are like, "What the fuck is going on?" So they to me like they rushed the game out for the holiday season, bro, and it should have been delayed, man. Pokemon Arceus should have been the one coming out yesterday. And Scarlet and Violet should have been the one coming out next year, in my personal opinion. But I'm still gonna play through the game because it's like this is gonna be fun and shit like that. In terms of like what the game is, it's the first open world Pokemon game like that, and you can literally go anywhere, and it gives you 3 main objectives, and you can do them in any order and shit like that. So that's the cool part. And then co-op with your friends. I haven't tested co-op, but I'm scared too because if it's running like this during the single player, imagine 4 other people with their Pokemons out. Right? Like that shit gonna blow up my goddamn Switch, bro. But yeah, like if you're not into this shit, if you're a diehard Pokemon fan, obviously you already bought it. I'm not really a diehard. I'm a casual. I dropped Sword and Shield after 10 hours. I may drop this one too. I don't know, and trade it in for Arceus because I hear that one's much better. But yeah, you're just like casually looking into it and seeing if you will play it or whatever. I'll wait till this shit's patched, and hopefully they are working on a patch, and they get that out soon. But yeah, but it's definitely time for an upgrade on the Switch hardware, bro. We need that ASAP, bro. We need that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm with you. I never understood the concept of these dual Pokemon releases, and then they have the nerve to be better than one another. That's
well, no, the one that's better than one another, or both games run exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
On the Switch. There's no like Scarlet doesn't run better than Violet, whatever. No. The only they're literally the exact same game. The only difference is there are versions exclusive Pokemons. Like they're the only Pokemons that are exclusive. But that's it's made like that to incentivize trading. That's what you trade as like, I want that. I can't get that version in my Pokemon, naturally. So let me trade, and things like that. And this is the way it's always been, even from literally. You remember playing Red? I know you played Red.
Yeah. As a kid,
yeah.
Back when Pokemon was actually.
But yeah, there's no excuse. It's like no voice acting in the game. Shit like that, I would look over for smaller niche JRPGs that are like. Even the niche ones like Nihon Falcon, like the Legend of Hero games, those games don't sell nothing. They don't even sell like 1 million, right? All those games have voice acting. The Shin Megami Tensei, that series has always been a very niche. Guess what? The last one has all voice acting. Why the fuck is a Pokemon game worth $115 billion? A Pokemon company. The game sells 20 to 30 million. You gonna tell me these motherfuckers is cheap, bro? You gonna tell me these cheap motherfuckers can't at least pay for basic fucking voice acting and shit like that? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like the game almost feels like it's made by a lower budget AA JRPG studio. But this game is gonna sell crazy. This game already broke pre-order Pokemon records. And they already broke the pre-order shit for Splatoon in Japan. It's Splatoon 3 sold 3.5 million in Japan alone. And shit like that. And Pokemon's gonna exceed that shit, right? So it's not like they don't got goddamn money. I don't fucking get it, bro. The game should have been delayed, bro. Like I said, keep your fucking money. If you're diehard, you probably already bought it. Other than that, the game is good. It is a good game, but the issues definitely stand out. and it's definitely glaring. And it's not one of those situations like, 'cause a lot of people are like, well, finally the Switch is getting like, no. The other games is like they'll have FPS drops here and there and shit like that, like Xenoblade, but it's not as bad as this shit, bro. Yeah, it gets to the point where it's like when reviewers are calling this shit out and Pokemon fans are calling this shit out, that's how you know it's like, okay, this is bad. This is not just mere, it's dropping, 25 to 24 FPS hit every now and again and shit like that, or it can't maintain it stay stable 30. It's more than that. There's like other issues with the game and bugs and glitches.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm about ready for outros, so I'm about to get out of here. Definitely appreciate everybody coming through this Saturday morning, because I mean you could definitely be doing anything today, but you guys decided to come to the podcast, which is awesome. So
Yo, Bon, what you here for a bet or something like that?
I just seen this up. I like Saturdays. Saturdays I kind of just chill out, relax, don't do much. So I like the new Saturday Planet Xbox. I might be stopping by more often.
Oh, that's good to hear. I didn't even realize you came through.
I literally just came in because I just saw it pop up on my YouTube.
Gotcha.
I thought he came through because he heard us talk, just a couple minutes ago about whether Smooth is going to be Persona 5 Royal or not.
We don't talk about that. Take your time, Smooth.
Yeah.
So what time are you you didn't really make any videos I remember vaguely hearing about like the day switch, but what time are you normally running it on Saturdays?
11:30 is if we can help, but it's usually between 11:30 and 12.
Only a half hour?
No, the starting time. Like I can start as early as 11:30 or as late as 12. And then probably end up going until generally like 2 o'clock.
I can hop in on that every now and again. I mean, it's not like the aisle of Nintendo or the Nintendo aisle is ever going to start.
That's a show you're doing.
No, that's Blandrew says.
Blandrew. Okay. Oh yeah,
Blandrew is the blackest person I've ever met in my life. He always says he's going to do something, but never does it.
Oh man. I even got my own separate Nintendo podcast. Than Blandrew. So we did one yesterday. We were going in on that Pokemon Violet.
On Nintendo Isle or whatever?
No. We have one called Let's Go Nintendo, but yeah, no, I'm waiting for Blandrew to start his shit.
I don't know what's going on with the new Pokemon game, but we were talking about it in the Discord, and pretty much said until Game Freak gets out of the way, which they're never going to. I mean, it's their biggest cash cow. That those games are really never going to improve.
Yeah, I literally just got done talking about it because I have the game and I'm playing it, and I played the first couple hours, and yeah, this shit's bad, bro. This shit's bad. This game should have been delayed. Arceus runs better than this game. Arceus should have been the one that come out yesterday. This one should have been delayed until next November. There's no excuse when Xenoblade Chronicles 3 came out 4 months ago. Looks significantly better and at least runs better. It doesn't run smooth, right? But at least it runs better than this shit. And I think it's because it's just the anime and the merchandise or whatever. The Pokemon, they don't allow Game Freak to delay any of the game. It has to make that mark. Every 2 years they have to release it in November.
Apparently, Ash became world champion in the anime.
Yeah, in 25 years, and the motherfucker's still 10 years old. I don't understand that.
Yep. 3 years. I think there's like a new tournament every 3 years. 3 years ago, he finally won a championship, and I think this year or last year he finally became a world champion.
There's lore theories on why he's still 10 years old. Is because the very first episode of Pokemon, when he trips and falls, the very first Pokemon he sees is that legendary bird that flies away, and the lore behind that legendary bird is just like, if anybody looks at it, they get granted like eternal happiness, and then Ash's eternal happiness is always trying to pursue to be the best Pokemon trainer, so he's like forever 10 years old. That is some ridiculous shit.
It's just for the kids. That's why. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just age him out and like bring in new Pokemon Masters, but I don't know. I mean, I watched it when I was in 7th and 8th grade. That was it.
I haven't watched it in an extremely long time. I don't even play Pokemon like that. I was just excited about this one because of the co-op aspects, but Yeah.
What's
And I got
what's kind of ridiculous to me about the Pokemon games is this. I mean, they have 2 proven open world engines on the Switch, and I don't know what they're called or if they're even the same or different, but whatever Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade runs on, I'm sure Nintendo wouldn't mind giving them access too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. And here's the thing: is like not a while ago, Game Freak moved their offices and they moved it near Monolith Soft, and we were just talking about that. Like, yo, why the hell isn't like Nintendo? Obviously, you know they don't own Game Freak or a Pokemon company, but they are the publisher and they own 33%. Why aren't they stepping in as a publisher and be like, yo, we got people that knows how to work with this hardware and can do better assets and make it run better and shit like that.
All they have is licensing options. They don't have control over how the games are made.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's weird to say. Like, it's a weird agreement. You know, Sony and Sega both turned down Pokemon before Nintendo. But I will say this, Game Freak is smart as hell for not, like, selling it to Nintendo. Because I'm sure, like, I mean, they can do whatever they want and they still get paid, and they got Nintendo's backing.
Yeah, if PlayStation had Pokemon and they dropped a handheld with that shit, that would have been a different story when it comes to who dominates the handheld. It would have been a different story.
Let's be real, without Pokemon, a lot of things could change. Sega could have still been in the console market. Sega could have had a handheld. Nintendo's handhelds might not be as popular. PSP could potentially still be a thing. Tons of things could happen. You never know.
Yeah. All this because Nintendo got access to Pokemon?
I mean, Pokemon's the biggest JRPG around. It's one of the biggest franchises around.
In the world, it's the biggest entertainment IP in the world. Like, it's bigger than Marvel, bigger than anything Disney. It's worth
Grand Theft Auto and like Roblox and like Fortnite are probably like those games are probably the only thing that make more than Pokemon. But then you got to figure out like Pokemon's got cards, they got toys, they got I don't think there's a more merchandisable IP than Pokemon.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Pokemon as a whole, the IP as a whole. Not just, the video game. There's other video games that outsell it, right? But Pokemon as a whole is the biggest. The Pokemon company is worth $115 billion. I think, isn't that more than Sony? Isn't that more than Sony or some shit like that? Smooth.
Oh, here, I'm about to look something up that might be wild. Is the Pokemon company bigger than Nintendo?
Oh yes, they're worth more than Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't have 115 billion. Nintendo's not worth 115 billion dollars.
Let's see. The Pokemon company, 18.63 billion. What is that yen? Well, whatever it is. We're about to see what Nintendo's is.
Let me see.
No, Nintendo's in the trillions with assets and everything. Oh no, that's in yen as well. Never mind. I was like, wait, okay, hold on. Let's compare this. So revenue, 120 billion.
Yeah, the Pokemon company, 120 billion yen in 2020.
No, Nintendo's 1.75 trillion yen.
Okay.
So 10 times more. But you're probably also factoring that whatever the income of the Pokemon company is, Nintendo gets half of that, so. Because they own around like 50% of it.
Yeah, but right here on it says Pokemon is worth $118.5 billion.
Yeah. And Nintendo. Hold up. See, they keep. I don't know if this is yen or, you know what I'm saying?
But you're looking at revenue and shit like that.
I just want to know the net income. I just want to see who's making more income yearly.
Oh, a yearly net income. Well, they made $18 billion.
$2. Okay, so.
You get in the podcast.
132 million?
All right, guys.
We'll come back to this later.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I'm
not
saying.
really in the mood to do math. But I'll catch you guys later. I'll start trying to stop through it.